Chapter 821, Beware of Besties. Unconsciously, Lin Mohan's level had surpassed Meng Anwen. Leveling up seemed to have no bottlenecks for her at all. Lin Moyu followed the aura of laws to a small mountain, where a cave was dug. In this day and age, caves dug in mountains like this were rare. This cave gave Lin Moyu a feeling of ancient vicissitudes, as if it wasn't a product of this era. Lin Mohan's aura disappeared in front of the cave, but Lin Moyu could roughly judge that Lin Mohan had been here at least within a month, and had erupted laws here. Lin Moyu guessed that she might be cultivating techniques. An array was arranged outside the cave, and Lin Moyu didn't break in without permission. Sister. Using the sound of the soul to transmit, the sound of the soul can penetrate the array and will not be blocked by the cave. Lin Moyu believed that as long as Lin Mohan was inside, she would definitely be able to hear it. But after waiting for a while, there was no response. Lin Moyu called out again, waited for a while, and it was still the same. Lin Moyu's soul power slowly flowed and spread out, penetrating into the cave. The gate of the cave suddenly lit up, blocking Lin Moyu's soul power. Xiao Yu. Lin Mohan's voice came from the array. Lin Moyu responded, "Sister, you're inside." Lin Mohan's voice was transmitted through the array, "Xiao Yu, what's the matter?" Listening to these words, Lin Moyu frowned slightly. He vaguely felt that something was wrong with Lin Mohan. "Sister, are you okay?" Lin Moyu asked. "I'm fine." Lin Mohan answered decisively. Just these two words were somewhat similar to Lin Mohan's usual speaking style. Lin Mohan said, "Xiao Yu, sister is now at a critical juncture in comprehending laws, it's a bit inconvenient, I'll come to you after a while." Lin Moyu vaguely felt the aura of laws coming from the cave. Although he was a little doubtful, he ultimately chose to believe Lin Mohan's words. Rather than saying he chose to believe Lin Mohan's words, it was because he understood Lin Mohan. They had grown up together since childhood, and naturally knew Lin Mohan's personality very well. If there was something wrong, Lin Mohan would definitely not hide it from him. If it was really a critical juncture in comprehending laws, perhaps it was really difficult to distract. Lin Moyu had also had similar experiences. Once he immersed his mind in it, he wouldn't pay too much attention to the passage of time. Lin Moyu thought for a while, then I'll leave first. Sister, remember to come to me after you finish comprehending. I have something to tell you. Okay. After saying this word, the array stopped. Lin Mo silently took a deep look at the cave dwelling and turned to leave. He always remembered Lin Mohan's words, everyone has their own path to walk. Perhaps Lin Mohan is walking his own path. The wings of the undead vibrated, like lightning streaking across the sky. This time, Lin Mo didn't push his speed to the limit. After returning to the mainland, he looked down at the earth from the sky, passing through cities, watching the people living in each city along the way. The whole world has indeed undergone tremendous changes. After the great disaster, people quickly devoted themselves to rebuilding their homes. Now the whole world belongs to the divine Sha people, and there is no longer the problem of land. Internal troubles have completely disappeared, and the fine qualities of hard work and endurance of the divine Sha people have been truly demonstrated. Everywhere are hard-working people engaged in labor and construction. The whole world is full of vitality. Along the way, he also saw many wilderness dungeons, with many people organizing teams in front of the dungeons. There were also teams clearing wilderness bosses in order to obtain equipment. Oh, what a coincidence. The corners of Lin Mo's mouth suddenly rose, he felt Ning Yi's aura. At this time, his soul was extremely sensitive, and even from a very long distance, Lin Mo captured Ning Yi's aura. A white light soared into the sky, accompanied by Ning Yi's excited screams. The white light meant a level increase, and Ning Yi finally reached level 70. In front of her, a wilderness boss was lying on the ground. This wilderness boss became Ning Yi's stepping stone to level up. Shu Han smiled, "Little girl, what are you so happy about? Do you think you can finally get married?" Ning Yi's face turned red. "Sister Shu Han, what nonsense are you talking about?" Shu Han stared at Ning Yi with her beautiful eyes. Hey, she's even blushing. Am I talking nonsense? Yuner, Qianchin, do you think I'm talking nonsense? Ning Yi snorted, "It's not like I'm the only one who wants to get married, doesn't Sister Shu Han want to get married? I wonder who it is, calling out Lin's Jr.'s name even when sleeping." Ning Yi's words were more powerful than a stellar level spell, and Shu Han was immediately speechless, her pretty face flushed red. Mo Yun pulled Mu Qianchen away 2 steps quickly, away from the two people's battlefield. Ning Yi gained the upper hand and was unforgiving. Sister Shu Han, I'm not wrong, am I? Shu Han retreated, cowering and not knowing how to answer. Mo Yun whispered in Mu Qianchen's ear at this time, Qianchen, did I talk in my sleep last time? Mu Qianchen thought for a while, I don't think so, what about me? Mo Yun shook her head, I didn't hear it either. Shu Han was no match for Ning Yi, and was defeated in a few words, but unwilling to give up, she immediately called for reinforcements. Yuner, what did you tell me last time? If you want to find a husband in the future, you have to find. Mo Yun's face changed drastically, and she rushed to Shu Han, covering Shu Han's mouth with one hand, don't say it. Ning Yi was stunned for a moment, why would the always calm Mo Yun have such a big reaction? And why is Mo Yun's face also red? Ning Yi suddenly thought of something, Sister Yuner, you wouldn't also. Mo Yun immediately shook her head, no, I didn't say I wanted to marry her. Ning Yi was stunned on the spot, and Mo Yun was also stunned, she realized she had slipped up. Clang, the hammer in Mu Qianchen's hand fell to the ground. Shu Han reacted, her eyes turned, and she said to Mu Qianchen, Qianchen, you said last time when you were drunk, that the person you like the most is Lin's junior, right? Mu Qianchen shook her head desperately, no, that was when I was drunk, talking nonsense. Shu Han chuckled, that's called speaking the truth after drinking. Ning Yi mechanically turned her head to look at Mu Qianchen, Sister Qianchen, is it true? No, it was really an accident when I was drunk. Ning Yi wasn't a fool, and guessed 8 or 9 out of 10 at once. For a moment, she didn't know what to do. In the past few years, the 4 of them have been together all day long, facing dangers together and sharing happiness together. The 4 people's feelings had long reached the point where they could entrust their lives to each other. It's not enough to describe them as sisters, and life and death friendship is also shallow. But I never expected it. Ning Yi was in a mess for a while, not knowing what to do. There was a feeling that I treat you as sisters, but you want to steal my man. Tears fell involuntarily. The 3 people quickly gathered around, comforting Ning Yi with a lot of words. Not only was Ning Yi in a mess. Above the sky, Lin Mo was also in a headache. He didn't know what to do. Originally, he wanted to show up, after all, he hadn't seen Ning Yi for so long, and he missed her quite a bit. But now, if he went down, the trouble would probably be big. Lin Mo thought for a while and chose to leave. The wings of the undead vibrated, disappearing without a trace. Chapter 822 Successfully Brainwashing Lin Mo. Bai Yiyuan's deafening laughter echoed in the White God courtyard. Yan Guangsheng didn't express his opinion, he had no experience and was not qualified to speak. Bai Yiyuan was actually not qualified either, but as someone who had been there, it was no problem to make fun of a Lin Mo. Therefore, Bai Yiyuan, who was disrespectful to the old, laughed unscrupulously, not giving Lin Mo any face. To this, Lin Mo could only choose to ignore it. He didn't know when he started to discover that his teacher, the awe-inspiring god of slaughter in everyone's mind, was such a person without integrity. Lin Mo thought about it, it should have been when he first went to the bloody land that he showed some signs. Only Meng Anwen looked at Lin Mo with a gentle smile. Lin Mo also knew that perhaps only Meng Anwen could give him the answer. This teacher and was deeply hidden. Passing through 100 flowers, not a single leaf touches his body. He should be able to solve his problem. Meng Anwen stretched out his cup, Lin Mo immediately poured him hot tea, and respectfully handed back the fragrant teacup. If you want to ask for help, you have to look like you are asking for help. Meng Anwen said slowly, only 4. What do you mean only 4? The corners of Lin Mo's mouth twitched violently, not knowing how to answer. Meng Anwen said, Yi is the granddaughter of old Ning, Yuner is the granddaughter of old Mo, Shu Han is the granddaughter of Shu Medicine God, the families of these 3 people are tied together, you understand. The Ning family, the Mo family, and the Shu family are all large families, belonging to behemoths. Any one of them coming out would be enough to shock the entire divine Sha. Not to mention the 3 families tied together. Lin Mo said, and they have such a good relationship with Yi. Meng Anwen chuckled, and that girl named Mu Qianchen, she is simple and has a deep relationship with Yi, like sisters. Xiao Yu, teacher asks you, are you interested in the 3 of them? Lin Mo silently shook his head, indicating that he had no feelings for them. It wasn't a question of whether he had feelings for them, but rather that they had feelings for him. Meng Anwen continued to ask, then do you dislike them? Lin Mo silently shook his head again, no, I don't. Thinking about it, he had interacted with each of the 3 women. In the primordial battlefield, he had traveled and fought alongside Mo Yun. Mo Yun was decisive and never dilly-dallied, a remarkable heroine. He had teamed up with Mu Qianqian to grind dungeons and increase profits. Mu Qianqian was innocent and pure, like a blank sheet of paper, never competing or fighting for anything, and extremely obedient. In the academy, Shu Han was like a caring older sister, elegant, intellectual, and understanding. Each of the 3 women was outstanding in her own right. Lin Mo regarded them as friends, but he never had those kinds of thoughts. Meng Anwen smiled, is it not at all? Or is there a little bit? Lin Mo was about to speak, but Meng Anwen interrupted him again, you don't need to answer, your actions have already given the answer. If there wasn't even a little bit, you should have gone down there openly before. Some things are better to explain clearly. Lin Mo was slightly stunned, is that so? Isn't it? Meng Anwen drank his tea, squinting his eyes, with a smile he couldn't hide. Lin Mo had always been calm and able to quickly make judgments about anything, but in matters of emotion, he was truly hopeless. Meng Anwen said, most things in the world can be divided into black and white. But not matters of emotion. If you really have no feelings at all, just tell them clearly, so they don't wait in vain. Don't be like old Bai, dangling people, waiting half a lifetime before blossoming. Bai Yiyuan's smile stopped abruptly, how did the conversation turn to him? Yan Guangsheng suppressed a laugh, exactly, you're an emotional idiot yourself, what right do you have to laugh at little you? Bai Yiyuan snorted, it's better than you, an old bachelor. It's not that I don't want to find someone, if I wanted to, I could find a bunch. ... Lin Mo automatically blocked out the 2 of them, continuing to seek help from Meng Anwen. Meng Anwen tapped his finger, and a simple formation enveloped the 2 of them, isolating them from the outside world. Little you, actually, what your teacher thinks is, you should marry them all. Meng Anwen's earnest words startled Lin Mo. Marry them all, he had never thought about it. Meng Anwen said, besides Yi, the other 3 are all your friends, right? At the same time, the 3 of them are also Yi's friends, right? Let's say you only marry Yi, wouldn't it be awkward between you in the future? Wouldn't you even lose your friends? And the 3 of them would be sad, and Yi probably wouldn't be happy either. Instead of making it so awkward, why not marry them all? Lin Mo didn't know what to say, his teacher's theory really opened his eyes. Could he really think about the problem this way? Meng Anwen chuckled, with your status in the empire, you have special privileges. It's no problem to marry a few more. As for those old guys' side, your teacher will speak for you. Don't worry, in families like Yi's and Mo Yun's, it's not uncommon to marry several wives at the same time, like old man Ning has 3 wives. AAA0 seeking flowers AAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAA things. What Meng Anwen said sounded reasonable, but Lin Mo always felt that something was not quite right. Meng Anwen continued, a real man should not hesitate. Either marry them all, or don't marry any of them, it's up to you. Lin Mo suddenly asked, teacher, why didn't you marry? Meng Anwen chuckled, there are too many people, I can't handle it all. With one sentence, Lin Mo was speechless. Too many people. There were indeed a bit too many, he saw no less than 20 that day. Perhaps there were still some he hadn't seen. Meng Anwen, in his youth, was recognized as the #1 handsome man in the entire Divine Sha Empire, and too many women loved him. Meng Anwen said many more things to Lin Mo. 0. Either marry them all, or don't marry any of them. If he only married one, 3 people would be sad, and he would also lose 3 friends. The tradition of the Divine Sha Empire was not 1 husband and 1 wife, generally capable men would always marry a few more. In the end, under Meng Anwen's coaxing, Lin Mo was successfully brainwashed. The next thing was left to Meng Anwen and the others. According to the tradition of the Divine Sha Empire, elders must come forward to propose marriage. Meng Anwen was the best candidate. In Sha Jingning's family, a job transfer formation was in operation. Ning Yi sat quietly in the center of the formation, receiving the baptism of the laws of heaven and earth. The formation was personally arranged by Meng Anwen, and it was definitely the best job transfer formation in the human race at present. Feeling Ning Yi's state in the formation, Meng Anwen knew that there would be no problems. Next, it would depend on Ning Yi's luck. Ning Yi had the elemental god stone given by Lin Mo, which could increase the probability of job sublimation, plus the formation he arranged, and a large number of treasures taken out by the Ning family. The probability of job sublimation exceeded 50%. At the same time, Ning Yi also had a talent god stone and a skill god stone. Not only could she awaken her talent, but she could also strengthen her skills. Lin Mo had embarked on a completely different path. These things were useless, and he gave them all to Ning Yi. With these things, even if Ning Yi didn't have job sublimation, the impact would not be too great. Meng Anwen stood side by side with Ning Taran, and everyone else was 10 meters away. No matter their identity or status, they were not qualified to stand side by side with them. Meng Anwen whispered, "Old Ning, I want to propose marriage for little you." Ning Taran seemed to have expected it, and his eyes flashed with brilliance. Good. Chapter 823, One more wouldn't hurt. Ning Taran agreed very readily, without any hesitation. Meng Anwen was slightly surprised. "You agreed just like that? Do you want me to refuse?" Ning Taran asked back, with a hint of strangeness. "You old fellow, aren't you keeping a close eye on your precious granddaughter? Is keeping a close eye on her useful? Can I do it if I don't agree? Will Yi let me go?" 3 question marks in a row, every sentence made sense. Some of the prepared words were also useless. Originally, he thought that this old fellow Ning Taran would be arrogant, and he would need to persuade him. Unexpectedly, he agreed all of a sudden, which surprised Meng Anwen instead. Ning Taran said, "Discuss a time later, and then you can just give some betrothal gifts, and we'll settle the matter." Meng Anwen whispered, "Old Ning, there's still a bit of a problem here." Ning Taran frowned sharply. "What problem? Could it be that little Lin doesn't want to marry her?" 757, Meng Anwen shook his head slightly. "Not so, but Mo Yun and Shu Han. What's wrong with them?" Ning Taran didn't understand for a while. Meng Anwen looked at Ning Taran, took a deep breath, and simply spoke his mind thoroughly. He once again displayed his powerful ability to talk people into things, mixed with his own wishful thinking. As Ning Taran listened, he got drawn in, his brow furrowing more and more. After listening, Ning Taran thought for a long time, finally unable to help but ask, "What does Ye say?" Meng Anwen glanced at Ning Taran. "Haven't asked yet, we'll ask later and find out. Asking if you agree first. If you don't agree, then pretend I didn't say anything. Anyway, the marriage between Xiaoyu and Yi won't change, everything will remain the same. As for the other 3, I will also talk to them. At worst, we won't be friends anymore, and we won't meet, to avoid embarrassment." The Ning family, Mo family, and Shu family have been friends for generations, a tradition that has continued for many years. Although it's just some matters between the younger generation, these younger ones are treasures of their respective families. If their relationship deteriorates, it means rifts have formed between the families. Ning Taran had to consider this. Seeing Ning Taran's hesitation, Meng Anwen knew that this guy was wavering, and immediately pressed on while the iron was hot. "Success or failure depends on your word. We've known each other for so many years, through thick and thin, so I asked for your opinion first." Meng Anwen flattered Ning Taran, first lifting him up, at least making Ning Taran feel comfortable. Ning Taran was obviously very receptive, there were few people in the world who could compare to him. Meng Anwen was one of them, so Meng Anwen's flattery was very effective. After careful consideration, Ning Taran finally made a decision. As long as Yi has no objections, this old man will reluctantly agree. This was the answer Meng Anwen wanted. Everything else was easy to handle, the most troublesome was Ning Taran. As long as Ning Taran gave his approval, he was confident about Mo Xinghai and Xu Yaoshan. Suddenly, a roar lit up in the sky, rays of light descended from the heavens, followed by the surging of laws. "Profession sublimation," Ning Taran whispered, joy revealed in his eyes. Ning Yi had successfully triggered profession sublimation, and would receive an all-round enhancement. Then Ning Yi took out 2 divine stones, a talent divine stone and a skill divine stone. The talent divine stone could awaken a new talent. The skill divine stone could strengthen existing skills. Lin Moyu originally intended to use these 2 items himself, but later, his path became completely different from others, and these 2 things became useless. Half a day later, Ning Yi's 3rd job change ended perfectly. The job change formation slowly stopped. Ning Yi's bright eyes sparkled with a playful smile. Grandpa Meng, thank you. Meng Anwen chuckled, you'll have to change your address in the future. Ning Yi immediately understood the meaning of Meng Anwen's words, her small face couldn't help but turn red, but if I call you that, wouldn't you be a generation younger than my grandfather? Meng Anwen smiled, we'll each address each other as we should, no need to be so concerned, I don't think your grandfather would take advantage of me. Ning Tyran snorted softly, this old man isn't that old yet. Meng Anwen smiled, see, your grandfather is still very reasonable. Yi, Grandpa Meng has something to say to you, to ask for your opinion. Ning Yi had matured a lot in recent years, and her temperament was much calmer than before, her big eyes blinked gently, please speak. Meng Anwen said, let's change places, these words are only for you. Ning Yi said, oh, looked at her grandfather and seeing that he had no objections, she led Meng Anwen to the side. Meng Anwen casually set up a soundproof formation. Ning Tyran looked at the two people inside the formation. Although he couldn't hear what they were saying, he could still judge from Ning Yi's expression. What surprised Ning Tyran was that his precious granddaughter didn't have much of a reaction. This seemed completely different from what he had imagined. Not only was there no big reaction, Ning Yi was even nodding. It looked like she had agreed. The two didn't speak for long. Meng Anwen removed the formation. Old Ning, I'll be leaving first, going to the Mo family and Shu Yaoshen's house. You guys also prepare, I'll visit again in a few days. As soon as Meng Anwen left, Ning Tyran immediately pulled Ning Yi, what did old Meng say to you? Ning Yi's small face was red, Grandpa Meng said he's coming to propose marriage in a few days, and you've already agreed. What else? Also, Ning Yi's small face became even redder, her head lowered slightly, Grandpa Meng also said that Sister Mo Yun, Sister Shu Han, and Qianchen might marry Lin Moyu together with me. Ning Tyran blew his beard, you agreed. Ning Yi gently nodded her little head. Ning Tyran couldn't help but sigh, in fact, after seeing Ning Yi's reaction, Ning Tyran already knew that this girl had most likely agreed. Ning Tyran continued to ask, tell Grandpa, what are you thinking? That Lin Moyu is marrying 4 at once. Ning Yi lowered her head, I didn't think much about it. Didn't you marry 3, Grandpa? Moyu is so outstanding, it doesn't matter if there's one more. Ning Tyran was depressed, he had a breath stuck in his chest, unable to spit it out. Yes, he had married 3, Lin Moyu was only marrying 1 more than him, what was wrong with that? Speaking to this point, it seemed that this was indeed the case. In the era when the war was at its fiercest, in order to continue the bloodline and give birth to more strong people. Strong people in the Divine Sha Empire, or professionals with excellent bloodlines, having multiple wives and children was normal. This tradition 1.4 has also been preserved with historical changes. Lin Moyu can be said to be the most outstanding and powerful man in this world. If he opened his mouth, let alone marrying 4, I'm afraid hundreds or thousands wouldn't be a problem. Ning Tyran was finally speechless, he let out a long sigh. Meng Anwen returned with a smile on his face. Everything was settled, Mo Xinghai and Shu Yaoshen did not object. Meng Anwen also asked Mo Yun and Shu Han for their opinions. Although they were very shy, they finally agreed. As for Mu Qianchen, this girl had no parents and was raised by the president of the Garan Guild since she was a child. Meng Anwen went to the Garan Guild directly, and the result was also very satisfactory. Next was the formal proposal and discussion of the wedding date. Lin Moyu didn't need to worry about these things. As Lin Moyu's teachers, Meng Anwen, Bai Yiyuan, and Yan Guangsheng took over everything and took care of all the work. Lin Moyu just had to enjoy the benefits. Chapter 824. A month later, this Venerable will come to pick you up. A few days later, Meng Anwen, Bai Yiyuan, and Yan Guangsheng arrived together to personally propose marriage. The 3 first went to the Ning family and discussed the wedding date with Ning Tyran. Then the 3 went to the Mo family, the Shu family, and the Garan Guild respectively. After discussion, the wedding was set for a month later. The 3 were very high profile and made no secret of it. So the news of Lin Moyu's marriage swept through the entire Divine Sha Empire like a storm. Most people in the Divine Sha Empire took Lin Moyu as an example, and no one felt that there was anything wrong with Lin Moyu marrying 4 people at the same time. Some people even felt that Lin Moyu was marrying too few, and he should marry dozens or hundreds. Lin Moyu was a little dumbfounded when he heard the news. Was he being treated like a stud? According to the customs of the Divine Sha Empire, after the wedding date is set, the two parties cannot meet. Lin Moyu thought a lot in the past few days. He knew that his feelings for Mo Yun, Shu Han, and Mu Qianqin were not deep, but he had some good feelings. All three were beauties, and any one of them had an appeal that ordinary people could hardly resist. So subconsciously, Lin Moyu did not object. This was a normal psychology and did not need to be avoided. Lin Moyu faced his heart squarely, knew what he wanted, right and wrong, as long as he recognized it himself. As for Ning Yi, she also found this very normal. After all, in a large family like hers, many elders had 3 wives and 4 concubines. Even her most beloved grandfather had married 3, and all 3 grandmothers were very good to her. Growing up in such a family, influenced by what she saw and heard, Ning Yi had long accepted it. The preparations for Lin Moyu's wedding had already begun, but Meng Anwen and others were busy with it, while Lin Moyu was idle and had nothing to do. Deep within the Genesis Academy, Lin Moyu appeared in front of a cave dwelling. His soul power flowed slowly, activating the formation in front of the cave dwelling. Sister. The sound of his soul entered the cave dwelling. Lin Mohan's aura faintly emanated from the formation, and Lin Moyu felt that Lin Mohan seemed to have become stronger again. Her aura became even more majestic, and the laws were extremely dense. It seemed that she was already close to being a quasi-deity. It had only been a few days, and Lin Mohan's strength had greatly improved again. At this rate, it was estimated that in less than 10 days or half a month, Lin Mohan would become a quasi-deity. Just like Zhang Yi, a level 98 quasi-deity. Even Lin Moyu couldn't help but envy this kind of upgrade speed. Obtaining soul power was not difficult, the difficulty lay in comprehending the laws and improving the level of the soul. He really didn't know what Lin Mohan's talent was, as she completely ignored bottlenecks. Xiao Yu, is there anything wrong? Lin Mohan's voice came through the formation. Her voice was full of energy and unhurried, obviously nothing was wrong. Lin Moyu said, my wedding date has been set, and it will be held in Shajing Academy a month later. Really? Lin Mohan's voice was filled with surprise, is it with that Miss Yi? Lin Moyu said, there's Yi, and there are others. Lin Mohan's voice rose a few more tones, really? Lin Moyu hummed, there are 4 in total. Little brother, you've finally figured it out, our Lin family can finally spread its branches and leaves. Lin Mohan was very happy, and her aura fluctuated violently, with the collision of laws making a roaring sound. At this time, Lin Moyu was even more certain that his sister should be fine, and the doubts of the past few days were completely erased. Sister, will you come then? Of course I'll come, how can I not come to my little brother's wedding? Lin Mohan agreed readily. It was good that she would come, and Lin Moyu didn't continue to disturb Lin Mohan. He could feel the fluctuations of the laws in the cave dwelling, knowing that Lin Mohan might be at a critical juncture. Inside the cave dwelling, in a small stone room, Lin Mohan faced a stone wall and said, is it okay to wait another month? Not resisting this time, the stone wall suddenly emitted starlight, and at the same time, a majestic voice came out. The voice seemed to carry a heavy pressure, instantly suppressing all the laws in the stone room, making them unable to move. Not only were the laws unable to move, but so was Lin Mohan. She felt as if she had a heavy burden on her body, firmly suppressing her. Is there any use in resisting? Lin Mohan sighed. It's indeed useless, this deity will give you another month. After a month, this deity will come to pick you up. The voice disappeared, and the stone wall no longer emitted light. All the laws returned to their flow. Lin Mohan's eyelids twitched. The owner of this voice was not the first time to speak, and each time he appeared, he was so terrifying. Compared to her teacher, Emperor Di, the owner of this voice was countless times more terrifying. Lin Mohan had a headache. ACA sent a unknown currency, how can there be such a thing as accepting disciples like this? I've heard of forced buying and selling, but forced acceptance of disciples, how can there be such people? She only dared to think about these words, but she didn't dare to say them. Lin Mohan clearly remembered that when she broke through to level 96, the other party suddenly appeared and said that he wanted to accept her as a disciple. Even if she objected, it was useless. The other party's strength was too strong, so strong that she couldn't resist at all. Moreover, the other party was extremely strong, and if she didn't agree, he would destroy this world. Lin Mohan didn't doubt it. She felt that the other party wasn't trying to scare her, but really had the strength to do so. So Lin Mohan tried her best to stabilize the other party first, but unfortunately it had little effect. During this period, besides cultivation, she was talking to the other party. Although the other party's attitude was not very good, with heavy pressure and incomparable arrogance. But he was still willing to say a few words to her. Lin Mohan gradually learned some things about the great world, some things that Emperor D had told her before. She knew that outside her world, there was still a great world. But Emperor D didn't know too much, and didn't say it clearly. Now, she already had a certain understanding of the great world. The other party said at the time that when she reached the quasi-deity level, he would come to pick her up. Lin Mohan originally thought that she could stop cultivating. But the other party didn't give her a chance at all, forcibly instilling huge soul power and various insights into the laws. Under the duck-filling teaching, even if Lin Mohan didn't want to, her level was constantly improving. Lin Mohan had tried various resistances, but they were all ineffective. Even, the other party didn't allow her to leave this room. Under this circumstance, Lin Mohan's level increased faster and faster, like riding a rocket. In the end, Lin Mohan had to compromise. 1 month, there is still 1 month left. Lin Mohan covered her head. After a month she would definitely be taken away by the other party and become a stranger's disciple. No matter what, she must at least attend Lin Moyu's wedding first. Leaving the Genesis Academy, on the way back, Lin Moyu's body suddenly emitted a pure white light. Then a pillar of light descended from the sky, enveloping him in it. The pillar of light connected heaven and earth, shooting into the ocean. For a time, the wind rose and the clouds surged, and the blue waves were monstrous. Lin Moyu's body began to emit a strange aura, and waves of pressure continued to emanate outward. Upgraded. Lin Moyu muttered to himself. He had expected that he would upgrade in the next few days, but he didn't expect the upgrade to come earlier than expected. Level 90, also known as the deity level. It was a huge transformation. There were many descriptions about the deity level, all kinds of them. But no description could completely explain the deity level. Everyone had different understandings, and the information obtained was naturally different. Antares told him that he must reach level 90 in the human world, but he didn't say the specific reason. Everything needed to be understood by himself. Chapter 825, Advancing to the Deity Level, Comprehending the Origin of the World. The power of the laws of heaven and earth descended, and Lin Moyu's aura began to rise continuously. All around, the wind and clouds surged, huge whirlpools appeared in the sea, countless waterspouts soared into the sky, and lightning flashed and thunder rumbled in the sky, as if it were the end of the world. No one had ever caused such a huge commotion when they became a deity. Lin Moyu's strength was too strong. The laws entered the body and drilled into the soul world, bringing great benefits to the body and soul. The body became stronger, and so did the soul world. It was just that Lin Moyu's soul world was already strong enough, and this enhancement could only be regarded as icing on the cake. But the physical body is different. This time, the physical body has been greatly improved, as if breaking through a bottleneck, and the attributes have begun to rise like a rocket. It is said that after level 90, the focus shifts to the soul and less on attributes, but in fact, attributes always have their meaning before becoming a god tier. It's like a sign, constantly reminding you where there are still shortcomings. Lin Mo carefully felt his constantly increasing attributes, his constantly improving physical strength, and the slightly improved level of his soul. Comprehend, comprehend. Lin Mo firmly remembered Antares' instructions. Level 90 is not only a transformation of oneself, but also a transformation relative to this world. If you want to become the master of the world, you must seize this opportunity. Lin Mo didn't know why before, but now he finally understands. In front of his eyes, the world has changed. His perspective is constantly rising, following the laws, to the edge of the world. Looking down from a high position, overlooking the entire world. Lin Mo had seen the projected graphics of the world in the Demon Emperor's palace. But that was just a graphic, far less shocking and clear than seeing it with his own eyes. He saw the world of the human race, a world full of vitality, a complete and beautiful world. At the same time, he also saw the fragmented worlds of the abyss and the dragon race. They are like two parasites, parasitizing in the world of the human race. The two fragmented worlds are surrounded by huge chaos, constantly absorbing nutrients from the human world to maintain their survival. If they were to leave the world of the human race, they would soon fall into disaster and eventually be destroyed. To say they are parasites is not wrong at all. Lin Mo knew that if these fragmented worlds like parasites had appeared before that great battle, in the years when the will of the human world was extremely powerful, let alone parasitizing, these two fragmented worlds would probably have been swallowed and destroyed in minutes. The war between worlds is even crueler than the war between races. Lin Mo had some understanding in his heart. If the war between races, besides extinction, there would still be some survivors, then the war between worlds is a matter of life and death. Either you devour me, or I devour you. Then the vision changed again, and Lin Mo saw the core of the world. Every world has a core, even if the world collapses, its core may survive. Just like the world core that Lin Mo obtained, it was the only thing left after the world collapsed. On the world core, there are countless imprints of living beings. These imprints, also known as true spirit imprints, are the origin and foundation of being born in this world. Lin Mo saw his true spirit imprint at a glance. The true spirit imprint can play many roles in the hands of the strong, such as tracking their location through the true spirit imprint. It can even curse oneself through the true spirit imprint. Antares also said that if he wanted to take Ning Yi and others away, he must take away the true spirit imprint together. However, that will have to wait until he becomes the master of the world before he can manipulate the imprint. Now it is only a display, can only see but cannot move. The imprint has extraordinary significance for the world. The more imprints, the more living beings, the stronger the world. Lin Mo also understood the purpose of the arrival of the two fragmented worlds. They want to destroy the main creatures in the human world, obliterate the imprints of their existence, and completely weaken the power of the world. Finally, reverse devour the entire world, and even make their fragmented worlds become complete small worlds. Then the strong ones in the demons or dragons will come to take the fruit. It's just that his world is a bit special. Whether it is the demon race or the dragon race, they are destined to not succeed. They did have the ability to destroy the human race back then, but it was impossible to devour the entire world. With Antares there, it would guard the final bottom line. It is also impossible for the human race to truly perish, at most it will be completely crippled, and it can always retain the last spark. What I didn't expect was that the abyss and the dragon race arrived at the same time. Before crippling the human race, they had already fought each other. In addition, Demon Emperor Lilian wanted to survive and began to engage in means of checks and balances. This allowed the human race to seize the opportunity and redevelop. In Antares' mouth, the human world is just a pawn, a tool for some strong players in the big world to gamble. In this world, there is a treasure. Many strong people are fighting for this treasure. Even Antares' coming here has its reasons. Lin Mo felt that his connection with the world was getting closer and closer, and Lin Mo felt the will of the world. The will of the world is very kind to him, without any rejection. In the eyes of the will of the world, he is a child of this world, a member of this world. Lin Mo's heart was touched, his soul moved slightly, and the power of the world peeled off from the core of the world flew out and sent to the place of the will of the world. The whole world roared violently, and the whole world emitted a bright light at this moment. Back then, when the desolate beasts and insects invaded, the will of the world was awakened, gathering all the power of the world, and fought with all its strength. After this battle, the will of the world fell asleep, and the power of the world withered. This time, it received a supplement from Lin Mo's hands. Moreover, these world powers were peeled off by Lin Mo bit by bit with his own soul, and they were filled with Lin Mo's will. While receiving these world powers, it is actually accepting Lin Mo's will. Lin Mo felt that the will of the world had opened a door for him, welcoming his entry. Lin Mo entered this door and saw a new world, a world belonging to the will of the world. All kinds of laws filled the entire space, and light clusters composed of countless colors floated in front of him. This is the origin of the world, and also the core of the world. Lin Mo knew that as long as he refined it, he could become the master of the world. But it is not easy to refine the origin of the world. It is complete, not incomplete. All the laws are also complete, although not as powerful as the laws of the big world, but very complete. Here you can comprehend all kinds of laws, all the laws are close to materialization, and it is very easy to comprehend. Unfortunately, except for the master of the world, no one can stay here for a long time. Lin Mo felt the emotions of the will of the world at this time, it wanted him to leave, after only being here for less than a minute. Although he came in by taking advantage of the moment he sent the power of the world, he will Qian Nuo Hao soon be kicked out. Lin Mo knew what he should do, he did not force himself to stay here, that would anger the will of the world. The will of the world has no wisdom, only instinct, and does everything by instinct. Back then, it was also the world's will that instinctively felt that it was in a dangerous situation, so it instinctively joined forces with the human gods to fight against the invaders. Before leaving, Lin Mo left his soul imprint on the origin of the world. The soul imprint has many functions. It can be used for beacon guidance, and it can also express one's goodwill. In addition to the power of the world given to it, it will be much easier to enter again next time. Consciousness returned to the real world, the laws between heaven and earth were still continuing, and the promotion was not completely over. Attributes are still continuing to increase. Lin Mo gave the power of the world to the will of the world, and the will of the world also sent back a return gift. All the spell constellations in the soul world are shining brightly. Especially the corpse explosion, skill planet, the light is particularly strong. Lin Mo's heart moved, and he immediately poured soul power into it. Chapter 826. The Imminent Descent of Upper Demons. The world's will has no independent consciousness, only instinct. When it is dormant, everything operates according to the rules. Lin Mo Yu gave the power of the world, and according to the rules, it would naturally reciprocate. Its return gift was a trace of the world's origin. Corpse Explosion is a planetary-level spell with only a 20% fusion rate. It is very difficult to improve further, requiring various opportunities. Advancing to the god level is a small opportunity, and with the help of the world's origin, the fusion rate begins to increase. Originally, when human professionals advanced to the god level, the spell planet would be enhanced. Most of Lin Mo Yu's spells have now been converted to stellar level, reaching the limit of the small world's rules, and cannot be upgraded further. Only Damage Transfer, Corpse Explosion, and Summon Skeleton King have room for improvement. This time, a trace of the world's origin fell on Corpse Explosion coupled with Lin Mo Yu's soul power, and the fusion rate finally improved. The fusion rate did not increase much, only to 40%. Corpse Explosion fusion rate 40% detonate corpses or remains, causing damage equal to 40% of the corpse's pre-death health to designated targets within a 400-meter range. The effect of the spell, both in terms of range and damage value, has been improved. The increase in fusion rate is not the key is that Lin Mo Yu felt the goodwill of the world's will. This is very important for what he is about to do. Others may need several days to advance to the god level. The rule limit of the small world is too low, and Lin Mo Yu's strength is too strong, almost reaching the point where he cannot be upgraded further. Lin Mo Yu's advancement took very little time, only about an hour from start to finish. The world returned to calm once again. At this time, all the god-level powerhouses in the world simultaneously breathed a sigh of relief. Just now, they felt an immense pressure that made it difficult for them to breathe. The pressure came from the world's will, which briefly revived when it sent out the power of the world. The pressure it emitted at that time affected everyone. Lin Mo Yu. Lillian's voice suddenly rang out. Her voice was very special, clear and dignified, and Lin Mo Yu never forgot it after hearing it once. Lin Mo Yu took out the magic stone given by the Demon Emperor. The magic stone glittered, projecting the Demon Emperor's stunning figure. What's the matter? The Demon Emperor contacted him suddenly, not knowing what had happened. In the projection, Lillian's expression was a little dignified. Have you reached the god level? How do you know? Lin Mo Yu frowned slightly, instinctively thinking that the Demon Emperor had spies in the human race. But after thinking about it, he knew he was overthinking. Even within the human race, no one knows that he has reached the god level. This is the vast ocean, where would there be any spies? But how did the Demon Emperor know? Lillian said in a low voice, just now, the world's will had a brief revival, which also affected the abyss. Lin Mo Yu suddenly understood. The abyss world is a fragmented world attached to the small world, a parasite of the small world, so the small world's will would naturally have an impact on them. Seeing that Lin Mo Yu seemed a little displeased, Lillian explained, you don't need to deny it, I have no malice. Lin Mo Yu did not hide anything, I have indeed advanced to the god level, did you contact me just for this? Don't worry, our cooperation is still valid. Lillian seemed to breathe a sigh of relief. Just now, not long after the worlds will revived, something happened here as well. What happened? The demons of my lineage, my upper demons, have sent a message that they may descend. Descend? Are the real demons coming in? Lin Mo Yu thought in his heart, but did not show too much worry on the surface. Now he already knows the operating rules of this world, even if demons are to descend, they would at most be super god level. Moreover, the landing point can only be in the deep space, and then they have to find a connection point with the abyss from the deep space before they can truly reach the abyss world. The deep space is not so easy to mess with, they might die halfway. In the deep space, there are no super god level monsters, and they may even encounter other races, or various dangers left over from ancient wars. Seeing Lin Moyu's expressionless face, Lillian said, "Aren't you worried at all? My upper demons are at least super god level. Is worrying useful?" Lin Moyu smiled slightly, and suddenly changed the subject. "DACF, actually, you are more worried about yourself, right?" Lillian's expression changed immediately. Lin Moyu had hit her sore spot. She was indeed worried about herself. Her bloodline was special, a hybrid of human and demon. Once discovered, neither the human race nor the demons would let her go. She was not confident that she could hide her bloodline in front of the upper demons. The reason why she was worried was mostly because of this, but she didn't expect Lin Moyu to point it out in one word. Lillian said in a deep voice, "You're right, I am indeed a little worried. There's also one more thing, if they arrive, my power will also disappear. At that time, they will order all the abyss demons to attack the human race. Of course, with you here, the human race will definitely not be destroyed, but countless deaths and injuries are certain. You definitely don't want to see this scene, do you?" In fact, Lin Moyu knew that Lillian was telling the truth. The human race would not be destroyed, but deaths and injuries were inevitable. The Shengxia people had just survived the disaster and were in dire need of recovery. It was best not to be tossed about again. At the same time, Lin Moyu was also a little curious, why did those upper demons not descend earlier or later, but now? So much time has passed, why choose this time? Lin Moyu raised his own question. Lillian said, "Because just now the worlds will revived, activating a certain barrier in the abyss. This barrier is hidden in the deepest part of the abyss world, even I don't know about it. If the worlds will truly revives, then their plan to invade the world will be officially declared a failure. That's why they are in a hurry to descend and make a final effort." Lin Moyu chuckled, "It's really ignorance is bliss. If they had known the situation of this world earlier, they would probably have given up. If those upper demons knew how complex this world was, knew that there was an existence like Antares in this world, they would not have allowed the fragmented world to come over at all. Fragmented worlds are not something that can be obtained casually. For a race, it is a weapon and a very important strategic resource. Every time a fragmented world is used, there must be some gains. The invasion and occupation of this world has already taken too much time. If the world's will had not revived before, then the demons might have waited a little longer. They have a long lifespan, and several hundred years are not a problem. But now that the world's will has revived, it may lead to the failure of the entire invasion plan, and even the loss of a fragmented world. The demons are unwilling to bear such a loss. So after learning about it, they chose to descend and notified the Demon Emperor. They ordered the Demon Emperor to welcome their arrival in the Abyss Lair. Lin Moyu probably already guessed what the Demon Emperor meant. Now there are only two methods left. One is for Lin Moyu to become the master of the world before the descent, completely revive the world's will, and devour the fragmented world. That would mean that the invasion has truly failed, and the upper demons would no longer need to descend. The second is to intercept them and prevent them from completing the descent. As for killing them, Lillian never even thought about it. It was very clear that the other party was at least super god level, and she was simply no match. Lin Moyu pondered for a moment, and slowly opened his mouth. When will they descend? Chapter 827. Lin Moyu, are you socially anxious? The light of the magic stone gradually dimmed. Lillian's figure also disappeared, and Lin Moyu saw a trace of worry between her brows. The high-ranking demon will descend in a month. A month is just an approximate time, and the specific time cannot be completely determined. Lillian is a smart person. She knows what to do and what not to do. She always makes the choices that are most beneficial to herself, and she has been doing so for many years. At the same time, Lillian is also a person who cherishes her life. She has ambition and higher aspirations. But the prerequisite for realizing her ambition is to survive. This time, the demon's descent can be said to be the greatest danger to her. So she will never sit idly by. In the ancient battlefield, Antares opened his sleepy eyes, spewing dragon breath on Lin Moyu, while complaining incessantly, I really regret knowing you, ever since I met you, you bastard, I haven't been able to sleep peacefully once. Lin Moyu didn't care, letting the dragon's breath burn him, his body faintly glowing white, with the undead sharing his damage. We humans have a saying, why sleep long, you will surely sleep long after death. Bah, what death or not, I must live for hundreds of millions of years, eternally immortal. Antares spat heavily, a gust of wind rose, stirring up dust in the sky. Lin Moyu smiled, all right, you can be eternally immortal, I have something to tell you, the high-ranking demons of the abyss are coming. Antares' dragon eyes rolled around, the will of the world is reviving, making them anxious. Lin Moyu was not surprised that Antares could guess. With Antares' knowledge, it would be strange if he couldn't guess. Lin Moyu said, Lillian came to me, hoping I could stop their descent. Antares chuckled, you must have other ideas. Lin Moyu nodded, I think Lillian's idea is not safe enough, we should destroy them. Antares very much agreed with Lin Moyu's idea, your idea is right, and you also have the ability to do it. But don't underestimate Lillian, she can become a demon emperor, her brain is very useful. Lin Moyu asked, does she have a backup plan? Of course, do you think she has been a demon emperor for so many years for nothing? It's just that the backup plan is not beneficial to her, but if it's to save her life, do you think she will do it? Antares' tone was slightly strange, obviously he knew what Lillian had left behind, with a cheap expression, obviously saying, come and ask me. Lin Moyu didn't ask, her backup plan may not be used. Destroy the high-ranking demons, become the master of the world, and devour the dragon world and the abyss, these two fragment worlds. Although the two fragment worlds are small, they also possess a trace of the power of the world. Devouring them can also enhance the small world a bit. Lin Moyu looked at Antares, there is one more thing, I am getting married. Getting married? How many females? Antares asked casually. Lin Moyu's forehead was covered with black lines, what do you mean how many females? 4, you should be able to guess. The wedding is set in a month, and I will bring you wedding candy then. The descent of the high-ranking demons is also around that time, I hope their eyes are bright, don't come at that time. Lin Moyu said fiercely, if they dare to ruin his wedding, he will definitely let those descending demons know what torture is. Antares chuckled, don't worry, I will help you then, none of them can escape. The scale of Lin Moyu's wedding preparations is getting bigger and bigger, and the Shajing Academy's square, which can accommodate 100,000 people, is full. The square is decorated with lanterns and colored banners, attracting a large number of students to watch every day. Obviously occupying their place, but no one dared to object. Meng and Wen and others arranged it themselves, and the object of the marriage is Lin Moyu, who would dare to object. Not only did they not object, but the students also fully cooperated. Who made Lin Moyu their idol? In a month's time, Lin Moyu has completely adapted to his level 90 strength. His attributes have been significantly improved compared to level 89. Especially his mental strength, which has increased the most. The increase in mental strength can make the power of skeletal spells greater. As for the summoning and soul systems, the difference is not big. After Lin Moyu returned from Antares, he stayed in the Bai Shen small courtyard. He comprehended the laws, the two sides of the undead law fascinated him. He was deeply immersed in it, somewhat unable to extricate himself, and even didn't have time to comprehend the law of time. You have to eat one bite at a time, and walk one step at a time. Lin Moyu understood this principle very well, and never aimed too high. The manifestation of the laws made Lin Moyu's comprehension speed very fast. In just less than a month, its efficiency was comparable to others' years, or even decades of hard work. The manifestation of the laws can be called the number one weapon for comprehending the laws. A month passed in the blink of an eye. Lin Moyu left once a few days ago, to send wedding candy to Antares. AAA0 ask for fresh flowers sa AAAAAAAAAAA. Shajing Academy is very lively at the moment, a large number of people came to Shajing City to attend Lin Moyu's wedding. Roughly counting the number of people, there are as many as 10,000 people. Lin Moyu was also taken aback when he saw this scale. This scale is too big. Thousands of wine tables are neatly placed in the square of Shajing Academy, and each table, even each seat, clearly marks the name of the visitor. Here, there are strict level restrictions, and you cannot sit randomly. The people who can come to attend the wedding are all big figures with faces in the Shensha Empire. From the royal family to the various families, to the high-level military. Each one is prominent. On the day of the wedding, the square of Sha Jing Academy became extremely lively. Soldiers in neat uniforms stood there to greet guests. 0. What is Lin Mo Yu's identity, the only 6-star god general in the world? He is getting married, how can he not use the army, doesn't the god general need face? Lin Mo Yu's eyes twitched, teacher, isn't this a bit too much? Bai Yi Yuan didn't care, what's too much, don't forget your identity, you are currently the strongest human, a 6-star god general, a human idol, there is only not enough, how can there be too much? Yan Kuangsheng rarely agreed with Bai Yi Yuan's words, that's right, you have to pay attention to your identity. You are not afraid of thousands of troops, this little scene is a piece of cake. Xiao Yu, are you not afraid of strangers? Not really, Xiao Yu. The two were dressed in Shensha country's unique costumes today, cleaned up neatly, with thick smiles on their faces. Lin Mo Yu is their disciple, treated like their own son. Today Lin Mo Yu is getting married, and they are even happier than they were when they got married themselves. Yi Yuan, have you all prepared? The guests are almost here, and the time will be up in a while. Zhu Qinglu and several girlfriends walked over together. At this time, Zhu Qinglu's lower abdomen has been slightly raised, becoming a soon-to-be mother. This time, Lin Mo Yu's marriage was mostly handled by her. After all, a rough man like Bai Yi Yuan can't think of many details. Even Meng and Wen is not as careful as Zhu Qinglu, men and women are different, it has never changed. Hello, master. Lin Mo Yu respectfully greeted Zhu Qinglu. Zhu Qinglu also liked Lin Mo very much, her eyes filled with love. Good, good, Xiao Yu, get ready, the wedding will officially begin in a while. Don't be nervous, just follow the plan, your teacher's wife has arranged everything. Lin Mo smiled, thank you, teacher's wife, for your concern. Chapter 828. Have more children in the future. Sha Jing Academy Square was filled with people. Holding a wedding in Sha Jing Academy was unprecedented. Meng Anwen walked onto the stage built in the square. Everyone, please be quiet. With Meng Anwen's clear voice, the audience instantly quieted down. Meng Anwen slowly opened his mouth. Today is the day of great joy for General Lin Mo, and also a day of great joy for our Shengxia Empire. Meng Anwen's words had deeper meaning, and those who understood, understood. What Lin Mo had done for the human race and the Shengxia Empire had been compiled into a book and was widely known. Lin Mo's path to rise can be called legendary. In just a few years, he reached an astonishing height, unprecedented, and difficult for anyone to follow. Meng Anwen said some polite words, he was Lin Mo's teacher and also the officiant. As Meng Anwen announced the official start of the wedding, pleasant music sounded in the square. Hundreds of musician professionals played and sang for Lin Mo. The music was faintly accompanied by the ancient poems of the Shengxia Empire. Many poet professionals were to recite ancient poems. Music and poetry complemented each other, clear and audible, yet not overpowering. In a ritual unique to the Shengxia Empire, the four brides entered side by side. There were no elders accompanying them, the four brides wore scarlet robes and came hand in hand. The four were radiant, as beautiful as peach blossoms, and beautiful beyond description. 4 rays of light descended from the sky, falling on the 4 of them, and at the same time, countless golden rays scattered, setting off the 4 like fairies in mythology. The 4 were stunningly beautiful. Lin Mo didn't know when he appeared on the stage, also wearing a red robe, wearing a costume unique to the Shengxia Empire. He was tall and straight, and handsome. General Lin is so handsome, and the brides are so beautiful. A golden couple, a match made in heaven, so enviable. Only such beautiful women are worthy of General Lin. Kill the most enemies, marry the most beautiful women, General Lin, a role model for us. ... Everyone below was envying Lin Mo, envying Ning Yi and the others. When the gap reaches a certain level, there will be no more jealousy, only envy and worship. Ning Yi and the others walked hand in hand across the long happy carpet and came to Lin Mo. Ning Yi hadn't seen Lin Mo for a long time, her eyes filled with longing, but also with playfulness. Hee, are you a little nervous? Lin Mo reached out and scratched Ning Yi's delicate nose. I think you're the nervous one. Ning Yi stuck out her tongue. I'm not nervous, they are. As soon as Ning Yi said this, the 3 people beside her blushed suddenly. They were indeed very nervous, even Mo Yun became coy at this moment. Shu Han, as the eldest sister among them, was the shyest. On the contrary, Mu Shenxian was much better. A pair of beautiful eyes looked at Lin Mo, her eyes full of happiness. Lin Mo looked at the four of them and showed a bright smile. Nothing needs to be said, silence speaks louder than words. This smile had already said everything he wanted to say in his heart. Don't look at Lin Mo being a bit talkative in Antares, but in front of others, he speaks very little. Even with Ning Yi, it's not much. But his eyes and smile are enough to replace words. Meng Anwen suddenly shouted loudly, prepare to salute. Before he could finish the second half of the sentence, Lin Mo suddenly interrupted him, teacher, wait a moment. Meng Anwen was slightly stunned, what's wrong? There's still someone who hasn't arrived, wait a moment, she'll be here soon. Lin Mo looked at the distant sky, in the direction of the Creation God Academy. His gaze penetrated space and saw a distant place, where there was a roar of laws, and a beautiful figure was rushing over rapidly. The smile grew stronger and stronger, Lin Mohan finally arrived. The crowd on the field saw Lin Mo interrupt Meng Anwen's words, saying that he was waiting for someone else, and their expressions were strange. The brides have all arrived, who else are you waiting for? Suddenly someone shouted, I know, General Lin is waiting for his sister. Yes, General Lin also has a sister. It is said that General Lin's sister is also a genius and was accepted by Emperor Di as a close disciple. General Lin's sister rarely appears, very mysterious, this time we can finally see the real person. Soon, Meng Anwen and others also sensed the aura of the law. A bright sword light cut through the sky, crossing thousands of miles in an instant. A stunning figure appeared above the academy. Invisible sword energy permeated the air, the sword energy contained amazing laws, accompanied by a huge pressure, pressing everyone out of breath. Lin Mohan's beauty is completely different from Ning Yi and others. She exudes an astonishing sharpness, making people dare not look directly. So beautiful, General Lin's sister is so beautiful. Not only beautiful, but also very powerful, I feel that her sword energy can kill me 10 or 8 times with just a casual blow. Everyone below looked up at Lin Mohan, their faces full of shock. Xiao Yu, congratulations. Lin Mohan came down from the sky with a smile and went straight to Lin Mo's side. Lin Mo also smiled, sister, you're finally here. She is Lin Mo's only blood relative in this world, and Lin Mo is also her only relative. Although the two have been separated a lot since adulthood, their relationship has never weakened. Lin Mohan looked at Lin Mo with relief, and then looked at the 4 shy brides, have more children in the future. This sentence made the 4 of them lower their heads immediately. Even the quirky Ning Yi couldn't resist at this moment. Not the first time dealing with Lin Mohan, this big sister is always so surprising. Then she looked at Lin Mo again, you too, work hard, don't just think about cultivating and upgrading all day long, having children is the top priority. Lin Mo was very helpless, but under Lin Mohan's sharp gaze, he could only honestly agree, I will work hard. Who made her his own sister? No way, bear with it for a while, the wind will be calm and the waves will be calm, take a step back and the sky will be wider. What's more, this is indeed no small matter. Lin Mohan took 2 steps back, okay, you guys continue, don't miss the time, I'll watch the ceremony next to you. She nodded to Meng Anwen, indicating that he could continue. Meng Anwen resumed his identity as the host and shouted loudly, salute. According to the tradition of the Shengxia Empire, the couple worshipped each other and completed the entire ceremony. Lin Mohan watched the whole process, and her eyes became wet without realizing it. Her brother has finally grown up. No matter how powerful Lin Moyu was, no matter how strong his strength was, in her eyes, he would always be her younger brother, her only dearest relative. Little brother, you have grown up, and you have become strong. Then elder sister, I am relieved. Lin Mohan's eyes were filled with tears, and she smiled extremely brightly. But there was also a trace of reluctance in her eyes. Lin Moyu captured the abnormality in Lin Mohan's eyes, and his heart couldn't help but skip a beat. His extremely keen soul made him feel that something was wrong, but he couldn't say what it was. In fact, this feeling had been there a month ago. At that time, Lin Mohan's performance was slightly strange, but Lin Moyu didn't think about the reason. Moreover, for many years, his trust in his sister made him feel that he was overthinking things. Now it seems that something must be happening to his sister. After the wedding ceremony, the wedding banquet officially began. Lin Moyu and Ning Yi and others had to toast to all the guests and receive blessings at the same time. Lin Moyu would be very busy this day. Lin Mohan looked at the busy Lin Mo Yu, the moisture in her eyes disappeared, and sharpness reappeared. Chapter 829. I wasn't scared into growing up. Lin Mo Yu was multitasking, and part of his mind was always paying attention to Lin Mohan. Any change in Lin Mohan did not escape Lin Mo Yu's perception. Until Lin Mohan chose the busiest time for himself and quietly left. Lin Mo Yu's expression changed slightly, and Ning Yi beside him immediately felt Lin Mo Yu's change. What's wrong? Lin Mo Yu said in a low voice, Yi, I have something to do, I need to leave for a while. Go ahead and do your work, we are here. Ning Yi didn't ask why. She was very smart and understood Lin Mo Yu very well, some things didn't need to be asked. Shu Han also said, go ahead and do your work, leave the things here to us. After being shy, she gradually returned to the appearance of a close senior. Her temperament was like a warm sun, making people feel comfortable. Lin Mo Yu nodded, I will be back as soon as possible. Lin Mo Yu also explained to Meng and Wen and others, and left the venue silently. The wings of the undead fluttered, and quickly followed in the direction Lin Mohan left. Lin Mohan left without looking back. Her speed became faster and faster, and in a blink of an eye, she had flown over thousands of kilometers and left the land. Looking at the vast ocean, Lin Mohan said in a low voice, please come out. 30 of the sky sprinkled rosy clouds, reflecting the surrounding hundreds of miles in colorful colors, very dreamy. A voice sounded in the rosy clouds, are you done? Lin Mohan raised her head, revealing her swan-like neck, before I leave, I still have a question. Speak. Can I come back in the future? Lin Mohan asked the question she wanted to know most, can she come back after going to the great world? The other party immediately gave the answer, but the answer was a bit cruel, of course you can come back, but what's the point of coming back? When you have the ability to come back, it may be thousands of years later, the people here have long turned into withered bones, it's meaningless. Hundreds of thousands of years, things have changed. If you fail to leave this world, even if you reach the super god level, what then? This level can only live for 500 years. The stronger the strength, the longer you can live. Lin Mohan said, then can't you take a few more people out? It's meaningless, the people here have too poor talent and insufficient aptitude, it's useless to go out. The other party refused decisively, without giving Lin Mohan any hope. Hey, I'm afraid you don't have the ability. The sound of soul resounded through the heavens and the earth, and Lin Mo Yu appeared beside Lin Mohan. Lin Mohan was surprised, little brother, why are you here? Lin Mo Yu smiled slightly, that has to ask you, why didn't you tell me if something happened? Lin Mohan smiled, some things are useless even if I tell you. Lin Mo Yu didn't think so, how do you know if it's useful if you don't say it? Then Lin Mo Yu also raised his head and looked at where the light came from in the sky, who are you? This honorific title retracts what I just said, your talent is very good, you have a chance to enter the great world. Perhaps because Lin Mo Yu's talent was too amazing, the other party's tone changed. Lin Mo Yu's voice was indifferent, you want to take my sister away, but you refuse to show yourself, what kind of hiding head and showing tail is this? In fact, he knew very well that the other party's strength must be strong, far beyond himself, to be able to take people out of the small world. But even so, it was impossible for him to be submissive. What's more, the other party wanted to take away his sister, how could Lin Mo Yu agree without knowing the cause and effect? However, Lin Mo Yu wasn't mindless, with just the 2 or 3 sentences just now, he had already analyzed a lot of things. There must be a reason why the other party wanted to take Lin Mohan away, and they also said that Lin Mohan might be able to come back after 1,000 years. This shows that the other party has no malice towards Lin Mohan, and Lin Mohan can live for thousands of years, at least to reach the true god level. After such an analysis, Lin Mo Yu had a guess in his mind. It may not be accurate, but it's close to the mark. Based on this analysis, Lin Mo Yu also knew what to do next. Boy, if this honorific title shows up, this world might collapse. Lin Mo Yu chuckled, it seems you're not strong enough, you can't even make a projection. Lin Mohan's eyes showed a trace of anxiety, she knew how powerful the other party was, Lin Mo Yu's words might anger the other party. However, Lin Mo Yu winked at Lin Mohan, signaling her not to worry. This honorific title is just too lazy to do these things. The other party was indeed a little angry, and the rosy clouds suddenly changed, intertwined with each other, and quickly condensed a figure in the air. She was just a projection, standing there like a sharp sword standing between heaven and earth. The projection was filled with powerful sword intent, every word and deed, every move carried sharpness. The sharp aura was somewhat similar to Lin Mohan. Not only the aura, but the two even had 3 points of similarity in appearance, both very beautiful. Especially on her body, she exuded a strong majesty, obviously she had been in a high position for many years. Lin Moyu judged that the other party should also be practicing the kendo type of laws, and had already realized a very deep level. After she made the projection, her voice also changed. The previous voice was difficult to distinguish between male and female, like a machine. Now her original voice appeared. Do you know that with your attitude, in the great world, this honorific title would have killed you hundreds of times? A trace of killing intent was in her words, falling on Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu was not afraid. You also said that it was the great world. Now you want to take my sister away from the small world, you always have to get my consent, right? She had a cold face, and her tone was full of disdain. Get your consent, what are you? Lin Moyu smiled slightly. Like you, I am a human. You. The other party obviously didn't expect Lin Moyu to answer like this. She was asking about strength, but Lin Moyu answered with identity. For a while, she didn't know what to say. At this time, Lin Moyu continued to speak. No matter what your identity is, you always have to tell me who you are, where you are taking my sister, and what you are doing. Otherwise. Lin Moyu took a deep breath, decisively and forcefully said in a deep voice, otherwise, you can't take her away. The other party was amused by Lin Moyu's words, and the laughter turned into countless sword energy, swirling in the air. Countless sword energies transformed into sharp swords, faintly pointing towards Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu felt the other party's power. Even as just a projection, she still had the ability to kill him. The other party was definitely more than a true god didn't have this ability. Then was the other party a god king? Or an even stronger existence? Lin Mohan instinctively wanted to stand in front of Lin Moyu, but Lin Moyu pulled her behind him. Lin Moyu's expression didn't change. Don't try to scare me. I wasn't raised to be frightened. Answer my question. The sword energies swirled around, but didn't fall. Her expression changed several times, and finally, her eyes softened as she looked at Lin Mohan. For the sake of your deep sisterly bond, I, this venerable one, forgive your disrespect. I come from the great world, my title is Sword Orchid, my realm is God Venerable, and today I wish to take Lin Mohan as my personal disciple. She had already seen that if she didn't deal with this Lin Moyu, she wouldn't be able to take Lin Mohan away. Moreover, she wanted to take Lin Mohan as a disciple, and couldn't possibly kill Lin Moyu, otherwise, she wouldn't be able to take her disciple. Lin Moyu chuckled, that's more like it. As expected, you're powerful. But how am I supposed to know if what you're saying is true or false? What is my status? Why would I need to deceive you? God Venerable Sword Orchid was angered into laughter. If she wasn't sincerely trying to take Lin Mohan as a disciple, she would have already struck down with her sword, scattering this brat's soul. However, she was also secretly wondering where this brat in front of her got the confidence to speak to her like this. Even those god kings in the great world wouldn't dare to speak to her like this. Who knows? Lin Moyu said casually, further infuriating God Venerable Sword Orchid. Courting death, sword energies roared, and the sky was torn apart like a piece of cloth. Just before God Venerable Sword Orchid became completely enraged, Lin Moyu smiled and said, it's okay, I have a way to prove it. Chapter 830, Drama Queen Antares, Talent Guidance. Lin Moyu didn't care about the sword energies that were enough to tear him into pieces. His words once again caused God Venerable Sword Orchid to be somewhat absent-minded. He could prove it. What could he prove? He was just a little guy at level 90, even if his talent was good, what could he prove? Lin Moyu looked at the sword energies filling the sky. Friend, it's your turn. As his words fell, a dragon's roar echoed through the sky. All the sword energies shattered with a bang. God Venerable Sword Orchid's expression changed slightly, and a look of surprise appeared in her eyes. Dragon race. To be able to extinguish her sword energies with a dragon's roar, it couldn't be done by an ordinary dragon. A huge dragon head appeared in the air, and Antares also descended as a projection, his eyes like lightning as he looked at God Venerable Sword Orchid. God Venerable Sword Orchid frowned. She didn't recognize which member of the dragon race Antares was. I don't remember the dragon race having a powerhouse like you. Antares seemed to be reminiscing. 10,000 years ago, you came to my clan and requested a 5-colored dragon soul crystal. Antares's words shocked God Venerable Sword Orchid. Her originally cold expression could no longer be maintained. Were you also present at the time? It was just a 5-colored dragon soul crystal, such a small matter didn't require my presence. However, to be able to cultivate to the God Venerable realm in just 10,000 years can be considered a genius among the human race. These words were extremely pretentious. He didn't say it explicitly, but he also made clear his position in the dragon race and his own strength from a certain perspective. It was clear that he was saying that you were too weak at the time and didn't have the qualifications to see me. God Venerable Sword Orchid naturally understood and didn't dare to be disrespectful. Why would you pay attention to such a small world? Antares didn't answer. There are some things you don't need to know. Yes. God Venerable Sword Orchid immediately responded, not daring to ask any further. In her mind, Antares's image was mysterious and powerful, clearly much stronger than herself. In the great world, the strong are respected, and God Venerable Sword Orchid knew what was important. Antares asked, "You want to take this little girl as your disciple?" "Why?" God Venerable Sword Orchid answered honestly, "Talent guidance." Facing Antares, God Venerable Sword Orchid didn't even dare to call herself this Venerable One, and all her previous arrogance disappeared. Antares said, "You can take this girl away, but you must guarantee her safety. If anything happens to this girl, even I can't protect you." These words made God Venerable Sword Orchid's expression change again. She couldn't help but wonder if Lin Mohan had some special identity. Lin Mohan was also somewhat puzzled. Even she herself didn't know what Antares was talking about. Antares continued, "Anyway, remember my words, treat this girl well, and there will be benefits for you in the future." God Venerable Sword Orchid nodded, "Thank you for your guidance, Senior. Also, don't come to this world again in the future. The matters here are not something you can interfere with," Antares warned very solemnly. God Venerable Sword Orchid was somewhat puzzled. Isn't this just an ordinary small human world, and the people inside have mediocre talents? She could destroy this world with a casual blow. Could there be any secrets here? However, since Antares had said so, she didn't dare to disobey. Antares could see through God Venerable Sword Orchid's thoughts. "Don't disbelieve it, you will know in the future." "Alright, I'll leave first, and you should leave quickly too. If those old guys find out, you'll be in trouble." After saying that, Antares disappeared. God Venerable Sword Orchid bowed slightly in the direction where Antares was, then turned to look at Lin Mohan. "Follow me as your teacher." Lin Mohan was still in a daze at this time. These things that had happened were completely beyond her expectations. She recognized Antares's identity. Her teacher had also said that Antares was the greatest existence in this world. She just didn't expect that Antares's greatness exceeded her imagination. Even a powerful existence like God Venerable Sword Orchid had to call him senior and adopt such a low posture when meeting him. God Venerable. Lin Mohan didn't have any concept of a God Venerable, she only knew that a God Venerable was very, very strong. But now it seemed that she still had to follow her. Lin Moyu held her hand. "Sister, you should follow God Venerable Sword Orchid and go to the great world to cultivate properly. Wait for me to come find you." Lin Mohan finally realized that her younger brother was much stronger than she had imagined. And he knew far more than she did. She suddenly realized that Lin Moyu no longer needed her protection. Lin Moyu could even protect her in return. "Xiao Yu, take care." Lin Mohan's character was decisive and never procrastinated. Once she understood, she made a decision. Lin Moyu smiled. "Don't worry. Have more children." "Got it. Protect yourself. Don't worry." Facing Lin Mohan's instructions, Lin Moyu readily agreed. He would agree first, and whether he would do it was another matter. Lin Moyu looked at God Venerable Sword Orchid and bowed slightly. "Senior Sword Orchid, please take good care of my sister." This time, Lin Moyu's attitude was completely different from before. He was very polite and very sincere. The feeling was like giving a slap, scaring someone, and then giving them a candy. God Venerable Sword Orchid seemed to enjoy Lin Moyu's attitude, and her tone was no longer cold. "Don't worry, Lin Mohan will become my personal disciple, and also my only disciple. With me here, no one can bully her." Lin Moyu bowed again. "Thank you, Senior." A space-time tunnel formed with a bang, and God Venerable Sword Orchid's God Venerable power transformed into a vast law to protect Lin Mohan as she entered the space-time tunnel. Lin Moyu watched Lin Mohan leave. and until the space-time tunnel disappeared, he took out the dragon scale. Thank you. Antares' voice came from the dragon scale. It's a small matter, you're welcome. Do you know God Venerable Sword Orchid? Antares shook his head. I can't be said to know her. She came to the dragon race once 10,000 years ago and requested a 5-colored dragon soul crystal. Her level is not enough to come into contact with me. Lin Moyu knew Antares' status within the dragon race, that he could speak directly with the dragon god, and that he had the ability to create 9-colored dragon soul crystals, making his position extraordinary. Lin Moyu continued to ask, then, what do you think of Divine Venerable Jonlin's character? Antares chuckled, you want to ask if your sister will be taken advantage of in her place, right? Don't worry, although I don't know her, dragon soul crystals from the dragon race aren't something anyone can obtain. Back then, she was only at the peak of true god, not even a god king. After obtaining the 5-colored dragon soul crystal, she broke through to god king. After that, there were several contacts with the dragon race, and Qian Hao Jiao. I also heard some news about her. How should I put it, other than her bad temper, she's not bad. After that, I didn't know. I didn't expect that she would become a divine venerable. Since Antares said so, Lin Moyu breathed a sigh of relief, feeling slightly reassured. It seemed that his sister wouldn't be taken advantage of in Divine Venerable Jonlin's place. Just now, Antares followed his intention and cooperated in putting on a show. The purpose was to prevent Divine Venerable Jonlin from treating his sister badly, and even verbally warned her. Although it was a show, it wasn't entirely fake. If something really happened to Lin Mohan, Lin Moyu would definitely not let Divine Venerable Jonlin go. As long as his strength was sufficient, regardless of whether you were a human race Divine Venerable, he would kill if necessary and bury if needed. Having done what needed to be done, Lin Moyu believed that there would be no more problems. But at the same time, he also had some doubts. Why would Divine Venerable Jonlin come looking for us? Aren't we in a small world? Antares said. Just now, she already gave the answer, talent guidance. Chapter 831. I wish to dye my wedding robe with fresh blood. After Antares explained, Lin Moyu finally understood why. Divine Venerable Jonlin had an extremely magical talent, which Antares had only heard of. It was said that this talent was related to the law of fate. And the law of fate, like the law of time, belonged to the first echelon of laws, possessing unimaginable power. Back then, before Divine Venerable Jonlin broke through to God King, her talent guided her to the dragon race to seek a 5-colored dragon soul crystal. It was precisely after having the 5-colored dragon soul crystal that Divine Venerable Jonlin became strong all the way, eventually achieving Divine Venerable. This time, Divine Venerable Jonlin once again sensed Lin Mohan through her talent guidance and special means. And ultimately accepted her as a personal disciple. Antares said, Divine Venerables are considered rare powerhouses even in the great world. Among your human race, there aren't many who can reach Divine Venerable. With Divine Venerable Jonlin's protection, your sister's safety won't be a problem. Moreover, your sister being able to enter the great world a step earlier is of great benefit to her. The great world, the heaven and earth are vast. Unlike the small world, where transcendent grade is the limit. Lin Mohan entered the great world early, possessing amazing cultivation talent, coupled with Divine Venerable Jonlin's protection, perhaps she could rise rapidly, reaching the peak. Lin Moyu temporarily put his mind at ease, but his mood was still not very good. After all, it was his own sister leaving, so there was always some reluctance. Antares wanted to say a few words of comfort, but didn't know how to start. Lin Moyu stayed for a minute, sighed a long breath, and prepared to return. Although he hadn't been out for long, only about 10 minutes in total. But after all, he was the groom, the wedding was still being held, and it was time to go back. Just as he was about to move, Lin Moyu suddenly stopped. Lillian's voice came from the magic stone, Lin Moyu, they're here. Lin Moyu frowned, why is it so coincidental? Lillian on the other end of the magic stone obviously didn't understand the meaning of Lin Moyu's words, I've already arrived, come over quickly. Lin Moyu's mood, which was originally not very good, now became even worse. A faint murderous intent flashed in his eyes. Antares, please send me to the deep space. Without saying a word, Antares directly sent Lin Moyu into the deep space. Lin Moyu activated the magic stone and quickly teleported to Lillian's side. What are you doing? Lin Moyu saw that Lillian was setting up formations. That's right, it was formations. Not the barriers that the abyss demons were good at. One rune after another flew out of Lillian's hands, quickly weaving into formations. Lillian also put a lot of materials into the formations to increase their power. Her technique for setting up formations was very skilled, not much worse than Meng Anwen. Similarly, there were laws surging on her body, and these formations also carried laws. Moreover, the power of the laws was stronger than Meng Anwen's, and Lillian's attainments in formations were also stronger than Meng Anwen's. Lillian's hands didn't stop. Don't find it strange, my profession is formation master, a half-step transcendent grade formation master. Only then did Lin Moyu realize that Lillian had half-human race blood. Under the rules of the world, it was indeed possible for Lillian to complete a job change. In addition, with 1,000 years of time, it was not surprising that Lillian had grown into a half-step transcendent grade formation master. Lin Moyu thought of what Antares had said, that Lillian had already prepared a backup plan. It seemed that this woman was indeed not simple. Lin Moyu looked at Lillian, is this useful? Half-step transcendent grade formations, it's difficult to hurt transcendent grade demons. Lillian answered very simply, relying on formations alone is naturally not enough, but they came from the great world, and they need to open a cross-border space-time channel. Cross-border space-time channels require very large amounts of energy, and this energy can be used. Lin Moyu guessed what she wanted to do. You want to blow up the space-time channel. But this is just the end point, not the starting point, the source is not here, how to blow it up. Lillian chuckled, her figure swayed, and another Lillian appeared beside her. A clone, and at least a half-step transcendent grade clone. Lin Moyu knew that demons had the ability to create clones, but he didn't expect Lillian to create a half-step transcendent grade clone, only slightly weaker than her main body. The time and cost required for this were unimaginable. How much had Lillian prepared? Lin Moyu felt that this woman's heart was too deep. Lillian said, I will use the clone at the end of the teleportation array to reverse the teleportation, superimpose the two teleportation arrays on each other, and then detonate them. Although he had already guessed, Lin Moyu was still shocked by Lillian's whimsical idea. Ordinary people simply couldn't think of this kind of idea. How big is your courage? How far can your thoughts fly? Have you estimated the results? Lillian showed a beautiful smile. I've done experiments, there's no problem. Although this still can't kill them, it can at least seriously injure them. Then you join hands, maybe there's a chance. Lin Moyu asked, what if it fails? Lillian still smiled, then we can only burn our boats. She said it very easily, and Lin Moyu didn't know what she meant by burning her boats, but he could feel her gloomy murderous intent. Finally, Lillian also completed the arrangement of the last set of runes. The 12 formations began to operate, combining with each other, and finally forming a large-scale formation. Cross-border teleportation array. Lin Moyu didn't know where Lillian got this formation. Lillian said, I've estimated that if only one demon descends this time, we have a 70% chance of winning if we join forces. If there are 2 demons, we also have a 50% chance of winning. If there are 3 or more demons, then there's no way, we can only pray for our own good fortune. Lin Moyu continued her words, no matter how many demons, after you detonate the teleportation array, leave the rest to me. Lillian was stunned, are you sure? Lin Moyu nodded, yes, I'm in a bad mood right now and want to kill someone. Lin Moyu's murderous aura surged, wanting to vent. Lillian sized up Lin Moyu in his red robe, this outfit of yours, it wouldn't be a wedding dress, would it? Lin Moyu rolled his eyes at her, not answering. Lillian suddenly covered her mouth, giggling, haha, I didn't expect those guys would choose this time. She covered her stomach and laughed non-stop, somewhat gloating. Lin Moyu also said, it is said that it's not appropriate to shed blood during a wedding, but I don't think so. Otherwise, why choose a red robe? Just wear white. Since it's a red robe, then let's see some blood and have a blood sacrifice. Lillian stopped laughing, how confident are you? Completely. Lin Moyu said decisively, very certain. The space suddenly began to fluctuate, Lillian's expression changed slightly, they're coming. The demons notified Lillian of the time and location of their descent. They descend into the deep space and need Lillian to guide them. Otherwise, it's not easy to enter the abyss world from the deep space. After a period of distortion, the space shattered like glass, opening up a long passage. At the other end of the passage, the starlight was bright, and a strange aura was transmitted. That was the aura of a great world. In the passage, 4 spots of light appeared, and the spots of light were rapidly enlarging. 4 demons. Lillian's expression changed, and with a thought, the clone immediately rushed over. At the same time, the interworld teleportation formation she arranged was activated, and the 2 formations overlapped. Lillian's clone became the source of the formation. Chapter 832, Clone Self-Destruction, Sniping Demons. The interworld teleportation formation needs to open up the world barrier, requiring extremely large amounts of energy. The teleportation formation arranged by Lillian, strictly speaking, is not a true interworld teleportation formation. Using it to teleport from the Abyss world to the ancient battlefield, or from the Abyss world to the meta battlefield is no problem. If you want to teleport to the human race world, it will be much more difficult. Not to mention teleporting to the great world, it's impossible to do. But now, Lillian is using the interworld teleportation formation opened when the demons descended, forcibly merging her own teleportation formation with it. The 2 teleportation formations merge, possessing 2 sources, and the teleportation formation suddenly becomes unstable. But this is not enough to cause the teleportation formation to collapse. What Lillian wants is not to make the teleportation formation collapse, she wants to blow up the teleportation formation. Lillian gritted her teeth and decisively issued the order. The clone rushed into the teleportation channel, and then self-destructed with a bang. Lillian groaned, her face turned pale, and traces of blood overflowed from the corners of her mouth. The clone is a part of her, and the clone's self-destruction will also affect her. The power generated by the self-destruction of a half-step transcended god-level clone is not much worse than a transcended god level. Originally, the teleportation formation had become unstable, and now that Lillian's clone self-destructed in it, it exceeded the limit that the teleportation formation could withstand. In a huge roar, the space-time channel exploded, and the huge energy swept through the void. Lin Moyu witnessed 4 demons being swept into it, and the huge energy whipped them like a whip. The demons screamed again and again, in great pain. However, they already have the coordinates of the deep space, have positioning, and are trying to fly towards the deep space. In the great world, there is also obviously a maintaining the space-time channel, trying to restore it. The space-time channel is slowly recovering, and the demons are approaching the deep space. Lillian's face was pale, and she glanced at Lin Moyu. Any problems? Lin Moyu's killing intent rose. No problem. Lillian trusted Lin Moyu, nodded and quickly retreating to 10,000 meters, hiding. She is not suitable to be exposed at this moment. After suffering a brutal blow, the 4 demons, dragging their heavily injured bodies, finally descended into the deep space. Before they could announce their arrival, the sky suddenly darkened. The Eye of the Undead, which was 100,000 meters long, opened, and the invisible attack fell on the souls of the demons, shaking their soul world. Countless skeletal giant dragons fell from the sky, spewing dragon breath. Millions of undead legions surrounded the 4 demons. Dense attacks fell on them like raindrops. The demons' defense is very strong, and the attacks of the skeleton god warriors and skeleton god mages are not effective, and it is difficult to break through the defense. Only the skeleton soul archers, targeting the soul for attack, cooperate with the undead gaze, hitting the demons, soul world constantly shaking. Lin Moyu locked onto their souls and tapped his fingers. Fusion art. Time curse. Screams sounded. Lin Moyu's attack broke through their soul world, truly causing damage to the soul. The 4 demons had just been severely injured, and now they haven't reacted to the tragic soul damage. One by one, they holding their heads, in extreme pain. These are real demons, with horns on their heads and a pair of huge dark wings on their backs. They are burly, and look ferocious. There are barbs protruding outward on their bodies. I don't know if they are barbs or armor. Each one is more than 10 meters tall, and humans are like dwarfs in front of them. The seemingly terrifying demons, under Lin Moyu's round of preemptive attack, were rolling on the ground, extremely embarrassed. Facing the 4 transcended god-level demons, Lin Moyu did not show any mercy and went all out. The Undead Legion and the Element Lich collectively mobilized. After the curse, Lin Moyu did not stop at all and began to cast skills again. Fusion art. Summon Death Dragon Knight. Fusion art. Summon Skeleton God General. A large number of Death Knights and Skeletal Giant Dragons combined to become Death Dragon Knights. The 3 types of skeletons also combined, forming Skeleton God Generals. Death Dragon Knights have half-step transcended god combat power. And the skeleton god general has reached the peak of half-step transcended god combat power, comparable to the demon emperor. They are also Lin Moyu's strongest summons. The Lich General buffed their states, making their combat power stronger. But this is not over yet, Lin Moyu shouted in a low voice, and his body suddenly lit up. Strong soldier, skill activated. The Undead Legion is strengthened again. The Skeleton God General finally broke through the last bottleneck, reaching Transcended God level. At the moment of reaching Transcended God level, the laws on the Skeleton God General's body showed obvious changes. The whole body was shrouded in a grey aura, and then its spell was activated. Spell. Destruction. Destruction. Drive the power of law, causing devastating attack to the target. Lin Moyu did these things almost in an instant, no more than 2 seconds before and after. At this time, the 4 demons had just reacted, but it was too late. The Skeleton God General's attack had already descended, its destructive spell power was extremely astonishing, truly reaching the super god level. The demons' defenses were instantly broken, their skin and flesh torn apart in an instant. The Death Dragon Knight's attack had also followed up. Fatal Dragon Breath. Drives the power of law, spews dragon breath, causing devastating continuous damage to targets within the area. AAA-0 Seeking Fresh Flowers. Death Charge. Charges at a speed of 50,000 meters per second, using the power of law as its edge, causing huge damage to the target. The power of the Fatal Dragon Breath was even greater than before, with the Undead Law continuously causing damage to the demons. The Death Dragon Knight rushed out from the dragon's breath, carrying immense power, colliding with the demons at a speed of 50,000 meters per second. The Undead Law became their fangs, constantly bombarding the demons. Lillian in the distance was stunned, the 4 demons were being beaten without any ability to fight back. She watched with her own eyes as the demons were about to fight back, but Lin Mo's finger pointed, and the 4 demons, one after another, once again held their heads and wailed in pain. Lillian opened her small mouth, murmuring, "Is this Lin Mo's current strength? What kind of spell is this? Why is it so powerful? How much has his spell fusion rate reached? Could it be stellar level? Why do I feel that each of his spells is so powerful?" Lillian couldn't imagine, even if she were to fantasize, she couldn't have imagined that almost all of Lin Mo's spells had reached the stellar level. The demons were completely beaten miserably, and finally came back to their senses. Dragging their heavily injured bodies, they pounced towards Lin Mo. "Humble existence, go to hell." The demons' attacks transformed into massive laws, overwhelmingly bombarding Lin Mo. Space faintly showed cracks, the super god level attack enveloped the surroundings, sealing off all of Lin Mo's space to dodge. Lin Mo could have avoided it, the wings of the undead could completely cut off soul locking, dodging was not a problem at all. But Lin Mo didn't need to dodge at all, he didn't take such a small attack seriously. He even hoped that the other party could attack him. Letting the laws fall on his body, a white light flashed on his body, and the bone armor instantly activated. Spell linkage was activated, the demons suddenly stopped, a layer of white bone appeared on their bodies, followed by bone fangs, and bone spears erupted instantly. Lin Mo had already reached the god level, his mental power exceeded 6 million. The number of bone fangs exceeded 100,000, blooming like fireworks for a time, incomparably dazzling. Lin Mo knew their strength through their attacks. Of the 4 demons, 1 was at the Super God 4th Order, and the other 3 were only at the Super God 3rd Order. The demons were once again dumbfounded, seeing Lin Mo unscathed, none of them believed it. How would they know that Lin Mo's strongest point was not offense, but defense? Lin Mo's heart stirred, and all attacks simultaneously attacked one of the demons. At the same time, he pointed out a finger, and the soul attack descended again. Fusion Spell, Curse of Time. Chapter 833, Terrifying Small World, I knew I shouldn't have come. Lin Mo was only level 90, and with the help of the Strong Soldier's spell, the Skeleton God General in the fusion spell had just reached the Super God level. Even the Death Dragon Knight was still a bit away from the Super God level. It was not easy to kill Super God level demons. Looking at all the spells, there was only one that could truly kill them. The 4 demons were severely injured in the space-time channel explosion, and then continuously attacked, but they still hadn't died. The Strong Soldier's spell had a limited time, and soul power was being continuously consumed. Lin Mo had to hurry. All the undead focused their attacks, including the undead gaze in the sky, and Lin Mo himself, focusing their firepower on one of the demons. The demons finally reacted at this time. They felt that Lin Mo was not as powerful as they had imagined, but they were just dumbfounded at the beginning. They began to counterattack frantically, and a large number of undead legions were swept away by them. The undead seemed not to be their opponents, but none of them died. With their super god level attack power, it was not easy to kill any undead. The undead surrounded them tightly, not knowing how many layers they were surrounded by. Anyway, they kept them from escaping, and they would grind them to death. A flash of light flashed in Lin Mo's hand, and the Gulei outer tower appeared in his hand. Pointing his finger at the Gulei outer tower, a huge soul power suddenly transmitted into the Gulei outer tower. Purple light illuminated the sky. Terrifying thunder light grew on the Gulei outer tower, and the lightning element exploded at this moment. Lin Mo activated the Gulei tower with his own soul body for the first time, and its power was much stronger than activating it with a split soul method. A large number of laws were derived from the lightning element, and they became stronger and stronger, quickly breaking through the limit of half-step super god. The god-slaying fortress had been accumulating energy ever since it descended on the ancient battlefield thousands of years ago. Lin Mo didn't know how huge the energy accumulated over thousands of years was. But at this moment, he was trying his best to unleash this energy. Completely stimulated through the connection between the inner and outer towers of Gulei. God-slaying fortress. How can there be a god-slaying fortress here? Run! The demons screamed in fear. The god-slaying fortress had a lot of fame in the great world, and it was a weapon that could kill true gods. In battle after battle, the god-slaying fortress had already made a name for itself, and I don't know how many true god-level powerhouses had died under the god-slaying thunder of the god-slaying fortress. They were only at the super god level, and they were naturally panicked when they saw it, and only knew to escape. Lin Mo naturally couldn't have the power to kill true gods, and it was even a bit difficult to kill super gods. Lin Mo could only do his best. Soul power went all out, drawing out a purple thunderbolt. Carrying an astonishing lightning element law, it heavily bombarded one of the demons. The lucky demon was also the one that Lin Mo had selected and focused on attacking. With the strength of the super god third order, he was severely injured in the space-time explosion, and then Lin Mo took special care of him, and his injuries were the most serious. His body had been beaten to pieces, and his appearance was as miserable as it could be. Now that he was attacked by the god-slaying thunder, he finally came to the end of his life. Thunder rumbled, and the god-slaying thunder turned into a sea of thunder. The lucky one selected by Lin Mo died on the spot, and the other three were also hit by the sea of thunder, and were severely injured again. Who would have thought that they originally thought of coming to the small world to abuse the rookies and to show off their power? Before they even descended, they suffered a serious blow, and less than 2 minutes after they descended, one of them died. This small world was too dangerous, I knew I shouldn't have come. But it was too late to regret. They wanted to escape, but the undead did not retreat, and surrounded them tightly. Then an extremely dangerous feeling appeared deep in their souls. Lin Mo locked onto them and used a skill that he hadn't used for a long time. Spell. Corpse Explosion. Corpse Explosion fusion degree 40% detonates the corpse or wreckage, causing 40% of the corpse's pre-death health value to the designated target within a 400-meter range. The fusion degree increased by 40%, and the damage also became 40% of the corpse's pre-death health value. Plus the 100-fold enhancement of talent. The final damage caused has reached 400 times the corpse's pre-death health value. In addition, the damage bonus brought by strong soldiers and the damage deepening caused by being cursed must also be counted. With all sorts of buffs combined, Lin Muhan couldn't even calculate the final damage output. At least, demons of the same level couldn't withstand it. Even the Tier 4 Transcendent God level demon couldn't withstand it either. The corpse exploded silently, and the other 3 demons also died silently at the same time. The battle stopped in an instant, and the battlefield became extremely quiet. Lillian, who was hiding tens of thousands of meters away, was shocked again. She recognized this spell. Lin Muhan had used this spell to kill in all directions. Now this spell seems to have become even stronger. Lillian knew that this spell used the target's life force's attack power and then amplified it. Based on this calculation, if Lin Muhan were given the corpse of a true god, Lin Muhan would have the ability to slaughter true gods. 0. This kind of completely unreasonable spell actually exists. Lillian couldn't help but shudder. She realized that she had never seen Lin Muhan's true strength from beginning to end. The undead legion disappeared and all returned to the spell constellation. After a great battle, the undead legion suffered no casualties. Lillian flew over, looking at the demon corpses on the ground, still somewhat unable to believe it. She had said earlier that if there were more than 3 demons, she would have to fend for herself. She had even prepared for a last-ditch effort, but she didn't expect it to end like this. I'll leave this to you, I have to rush back. By the way, you may have some questions to ask them yourself, and tell me when you're done. As Lin Muhan spoke, he flicked out a ball of fire, which landed on the demon's body. The 3 demons who had just died suddenly came back to life, which startled Lillian. Lin Muhan said, I have given them orders, they will answer whatever you ask. After speaking, Lin Muhan took out the Dragon Ball and teleported away from the deep space. Then Antares sent him back to Sha Jing Academy. He had been gone for nearly an hour, the wedding should not be over yet, and he could still make it back in time. Lillian stood there blankly. Beside her were 3 transcendent god-level demons who had been resurrected from the dead. A gust of wind blew, and she felt that the whole thing was a bit unbelievable, and even a bit strange. When she came back to her senses, she tried asking a few more questions, and the 3 demons answered honestly. They really answered whatever she asked. 5.7, and they didn't hide anything. Lillian's eyes glowed, and she took out a magic stone, which had the function of recording images. She wanted to record the whole process of the questioning. After asking, she would give the magic stone to Lin Muhan. Until now, she truly trusted Lin Muhan and felt that Lin Muhan could complete the cooperation with her. Sha Jing Academy was still very lively. The wedding had only started an hour ago, and the banquet was far from over. Lin Muhan's departure was noticed by only a few people, and most people didn't care. It was still the same when Lin Muhan came back. Muhan, where did you go? Ning Yi asked softly. Mu Qianqin twitched her nose, there's a bloody smell. Mo Yun's eyes narrowed slightly, what happened? Lin Muhan smiled, it's nothing, it's been resolved. Let's toast everyone first, I have something to tell you later. Chapter 834, Husband and Wife's Night Talk, You Ask and I Answer. The night was quiet, and after seeing off all the guests, Lin Muhan and his 4 beautiful wives returned to their house. The house was located in the suburbs of Sha Jing City and was a manor of considerable size. It was a gift from the empire to Lin Muhan. With Lin Muhan's status, money had long lost its function. Whatever he needed, as long as he asked, the empire would do its best to satisfy it. A small manor was nothing at all. The moonlight tonight was particularly bright, as if it was also celebrating for Lin Muhan. In the small courtyard, Ning Yi and the others were sitting around a small table, 4 pairs of eyes looking at each other, all with a blush on their faces, shy and delicate. The moonlight shone down, making them even more beautiful. After a busy day, all 4 of them were a little exhausted. Ning Yi rested her chin on her hand, I'm so tired, it feels more tiring than clearing a dungeon. Mu Qianqin's face was full of happiness, I don't think so, it's quite fun, like when I was in the guild as a child, eating from a big pot. Mu Qianqin had lived in the Jia Lan Guild since she was a child. When the guild went out to clear dungeons, it was often dozens of people together. When eating, they would gather together to eat from a big pot, which was also very lively. Compared to Mu Qianqin, Ning Yi, Mo Yun, and Shu Han, who came from big families, would not have this kind of experience. There were many rules in big families, some rules were liked, and some were too heavy. Mo Yun still seemed a little unable to accept it, and she had been a little muddled all day, I just got married. A white jade hand stretched over, and Shu Han pulled Mo Yun into her arms, what, is Xiaoyun regretting it? Mo Yun shook her head, I don't regret it, I just think it's a little unbelievable. Ning Yi raised her small hand, I know, Sister Mo Yun's former ambition was to become a strong person like Bai Shen, and she never thought that she would get married. Shu Han put her arm around Mo Yun, her face full of smiles, actually, getting married is not bad, it doesn't conflict with your dream. Mo Yun said in a low voice, after getting married, I have to be a good wife and mother, and I can't be as willful as before. Shu Han was amused, I originally thought that Xiaoyun was the most rebellious of the 4 of us, but I didn't expect Xiaoyun to be the most conservative. Mu Qianqin blinked her big eyes, being a good wife and mother, does Sister Yun want to have children for Muhan? Mo Yun's face was red, and she lowered her head, not daring to look up. The usual willfulness and the tradition in her bones formed a sharp contrast. Footsteps sounded, and Lin Muhan, who had taken a bath and changed into clean clothes, was walking in with the moonlight. Lin Muhan under the moonlight, handsome and unrestrained, exuded a maturity that was completely disproportionate to his age. When his eyes swept over, the four women lowered their heads shyly, their faces as red as ripe apples. The wedding was over, so the next thing should be the wedding night. I don't know who Lin Muhan will be with tonight. The four women were all uneasy. After Lin Muhan sat down, Shu Han, the eldest sister, was the first to react and poured a cup of tea for Lin Muhan. Is my husband finished with everything? Although Lin Muhan didn't speak, the aura emanating from his body carried a sense of power. It was not heavy, but it made people feel awe. Lin Muhan took a sip of tea before slowly uttering a sound. Your husband went out halfway today to deal with some things. Originally, there were very few people in this world who knew about some things, and even your family elders may not know clearly. Now that we are husband and wife, we are one, and I should tell you about it. The four women were all very smart and could understand the meaning of Lin Muhan's words. What Lin Muhan was going to say must be a big deal, and only a few people knew about this kind of big deal. Even existences like Ning Tai-ran and Mo Xinghai only knew some superficial things. They were originally not qualified to know. This shows how important these things are. The four women all perked up their ears and listened carefully. Lin Muhan continued, Sister is gone, she left this world. The four women immediately showed confusion. Sister Lin Muhan is gone. Didn't she just appear at the wedding? Lin Muhan's strength is very strong, how could she leave as soon as she said she would? However, they immediately realized that they had probably misunderstood Lin Mo's meaning. Leaving doesn't mean dying. Leaving this world doesn't mean dying either. Lin Mo's way of speaking easily leads to misunderstandings, and Lin Mo actually meant to say it that way on purpose. This allows them to realize some things ahead of time, which can be considered a psychological preparation. Shu Han asked, where did sister go? She was taken away, left this small world, and went to the great world. Lin Mo paused when he said this. It would take some time for them to accept the idea of the great world, as this was the first time he had mentioned it to them. Sure enough, all four of them looked puzzled. The great world, they had never heard of it. Mu Qianqin, the most innocent of them all, was like a curious baby. What is the great world? Lin Mo took a sip of tea before slowly saying, the great world is. As he spoke, the water in the small pond not far away automatically flew up. Many water droplets formed in the air. The water droplets were of various sizes, the smallest being the size of a drop of water, and the largest being the size of a fist. Each of these water droplets can be regarded as a world. The smallest ones are called fragment worlds. The abyss, the dragon race, including the ancient battlefield, all belong to fragment worlds. A slightly larger and more complete one is the small world, which is the world we are currently in. The small world is already considered a complete world, with a complete operating system and a complete system of laws. Fragment worlds are incomplete and need to rely on small worlds to survive. Small worlds come in different sizes, with the largest being thousands or even tens of thousands of times larger than our world. Like this large water droplet, it is actually a small world. These small worlds of various sizes make up the universe and the starry sky, which is the great world. You can ask me if you have any questions. Lin Mo used water droplets as a demonstration to explain the relationship between the great world and the small world to the four of them in the most simple and easy to understand way. This aspect was relatively easy to accept. The four of them had strong comprehension abilities and quickly understood what Lin Mo was talking about regarding the so-called large and small worlds. Then they put forward some of their own views and raised many questions. Lin Mo answered them one by one without any concealment. Lin Mo discovered that each of the four people focused on different things. Mo Yun still held her ideals and was most concerned about how to become a strong person. Under Lin Mo's explanation, everyone's vision was truly broadened, and they seemed to be able to see more things, no longer limited to a certain place. It was also in the question and answer explanation that the atmosphere completely relaxed. Mo Yun poured tea for Lin Mo. Husband, according to what you said, are the people in the great world very strong? Lin Mo smiled. Not everyone is strong. There are many ordinary people in the great world, but there are many strong people. With more races and a larger base number, there will naturally be more strong people. They all understood this point. Mo Yun asked, how strong can the strongest person in the great world be? Lin Mo knew that she wanted to make a comparison. Super God level is the limit that our small world can withstand. If you want to continue to advance, you must enter the great world. Above super god level is true god, followed by god king, god emperor. As for stronger ones, your husband is not too clear. Lin Mo did not mention invincible experts, as it was too early for them. Not to mention the Qingyu old man who could make invincible experts disappear with a wave of his hand. This was an existence that even Lin Mo couldn't understand. As strong as Antares, he didn't even dare to mention his name, let alone think about it. Chapter 835, In Order of Acquaintance. While Lin Mo yearned for that level of expert, Mo Yun and others also yearned for the true gods, god kings, and even god emperors that Lin Mo spoke of. Once, god level was already an unattainable goal for them. Now, the pattern was opened up by Lin Mo's words, and they discovered that god level was only the starting point. Super god level is nothing in the great world, only the beginning of the road to becoming stronger. Becoming stronger is the wish of every human, no one likes to be weak, and everyone hopes that they will become stronger and stronger, looking down on the world. Ning Yi said with a hint of anticipation, Mo Yu, can we reach that level too? Lin Mo smiled and did not answer, but instead talked about another matter. The lifespan of a super god level starts at 500 years, and increases by 100 years for each level, with a limit of 2,000 years. The lifespan of true gods and god kings will be longer. As far as I know, once you reach the god emperor realm, your lifespan should be counted in tens of thousands of years. The four people's attention was suddenly diverted away from becoming stronger to becoming long-lived. In small concepts, a person can live for more than 100 years is considered longevity. Even a half-step supergod, it is only a little over 200 years. Now suddenly looking forward to thousands, tens of thousands of years. This is something I never dared to think about. Can people live so long? Mu Qianshan's eyes flashed with light, somewhat incredulous. No one would doubt Lin Mo's words. For any living being, longevity has a very strong temptation. Even ants are greedy for life, and it is better to live shabbily than to die. These words all express the pursuit of life. The reason why they are called living beings is not just for the sake of life. Lin Mo said, the higher the realm level, the stronger the strength, the longer you can live. Not only longevity, but even immortality is possible. Longevity is long, even hundreds of thousands of years, there will eventually be a day of death. But immortality, you can never die, endless, and live forever. Lin Mo's words vaguely gave them a goal, immortality. Ning Yi whispered, if you can be immortal, can you always be with Mo Yu? Shu Han patted Ning Yi's head, silly girl, it's not that easy. Mo Yun also didn't know it was not easy, but also work hard, eh? Her eyes were firm, and she obviously had a new goal. Having said that, Lin Mo knew that his purpose had been achieved. He just wanted to arouse everyone's desire first, and after having a goal, he could proceed to the next step. Lin Mo drank tea and organized his words, there are several problems in front of us now. The first problem is that, for some reason, the aptitude of people in our world is not very good, and it is difficult to reach that height. Half-step supergod may be the limit, and it is almost impossible to improve further. This sentence was like a basin of cold water poured on everyone's heads. The previous prospects and joy were all gone, and the little faces suddenly collapsed. Shu Han suddenly thought of Lin Mo's words, Mo Yu said it was difficult, not impossible. Among the few people, Shu Han was the most careful, and immediately grasped the details. Lin Mo still used that passive way of speaking, some words he did not say clearly, let them understand by themselves. The things they understand by themselves are also the easiest to accept, and the effect is much better than if he said it. Lin Mo said, yes, it's difficult, but it's not impossible. I have a solution to this problem. As long as my strength reaches a certain level, I can change your fate against the heavens and change your aptitude. However, my strength improvement takes time, maybe hundreds of years, maybe thousands of years. Ning Yi stared blankly at Lin Mo. Mo Yu, are you saying that you have the aptitude to reach a higher realm? Lin Mo was very surprised by Ning Yi's focus. Ning Yi's eyes were full of concern, and even a sense of peace. It seemed that as long as she could break through and not be trapped by her own talent, she would be relieved. As for anything else, it didn't seem that important. Lin Mo Yu felt a warmth in his heart and smiled at Ning Yi. Some things don't need to be said, a single look is enough. Lin Mo Yu continued, so, I thought of another way. As he spoke, Lin Mo Yu took out the coffin of eternal slumber. The coffin of eternal slumber looked like a small rectangular box, about the size of a palm, with nothing extraordinary about it. Lin Moyu said, "By chance, I obtained a world core and refined it into the coffin of eternal slumber. Time inside is frozen. Once inside, one will fall into a deep sleep. No matter how many years pass outside, there will be no change inside." The others looked at the coffin of eternal slumber with astonishment, such a small thing having such a magical effect. As for what a world core was, it wasn't important. Lin Moyu stated his plan. To put them into the coffin of eternal slumber and take them away. When his strength was sufficient, he would awaken them and defy fate. Each person only has one chance in their life to enter the coffin of eternal slumber, so they must make a careful decision. But there was no rush now. Lin Moyu had not yet become the lord of the world, and he had not yet retrieved their true spirit imprints from the world core. It wasn't strictly necessary to retrieve the true spirit imprints, but if they encountered enemies, the enemies could track your location through the true spirit imprints. Moreover, some powerful individuals could use the true spirit imprints to cast curses. This was why Lillian was determined to retrieve her true spirit imprint. Lin Moyu also needed to retrieve his true spirit imprint. Now there were two choices before them. One was to enter the coffin of eternal slumber and wait for Lin Moyu to grow stronger. The other was to choose not to leave, and stay in this world until they died of old age. If they chose the second option, Lin Moyu would respect it, but he couldn't stay here forever. At most 10 years, at least 3 to 5 years, and he would leave. Entering the great world and constantly growing stronger was his pursuit. Lin Mohan had now also entered the great world, and he had to go as well. Lin Mohan was his closest relative. The two of them depended on each other, grew up together, and their bond was so deep that outsiders couldn't imagine it. Lin Moyu wouldn't stop moving forward. If you wanted to stop, Lin Moyu would respect that. The four of them were caught in a dilemma. On one hand, they didn't want to be separated from Lin Moyu. Entering the coffin of eternal slumber was nothing, time would be frozen, and they would just be sleeping. Even if tens of millions of years passed outside, it would only be a moment for them. Perhaps in the future, they would have the opportunity to stay with Lin Moyu forever. Becoming stronger, living longer, even eternal life, were all full of allure. On the other hand, there were their families. Separating from their families was always hard. Lin Moyu had his closest relative, and they had theirs. This was a difficult choice to make. Among the four, only Mu Xian was different. She had no parents and grew up in the guild. Although she had some sisters with whom she had deep feelings, she wanted to be with Lin Moyu even more. The simpler the personality, the fewer the concerns. Mu Xian immediately made a decision. "Lin Moyu, I want to be with you." The other's eyes flickered, seemingly influenced by Mu Xian. Lin Moyu gently tapped the table. "No rush, think about it slowly." The four of them seemed to think of something, and their faces turned red. Today was their wedding day, and now it was late at night, it was time for the wedding night. Lin Moyu's gaze swept over the four of them. Shu Han was the first to jump up. Hubby knew Yi the earliest, so he should consummate the marriage with Yi first. She made a good start, and Mo Yun immediately echoed, "That's right, Yi should go first." Mu Xian lowered her head, counting her fingers, "Then I'll be fourth." Chapter 836. Marry a chicken, follow a chicken, marry a dog, follow a dog. In fact, Lin Moyu didn't give them a choice at all. Lin Moyu wasn't a newbie. In his previous life, he was experienced and a complete veteran. It was just that he didn't have that much desire for women. Ning Yi was indeed the first, followed by Mo Yun, Shu Han, and Mu Xian. None of them could escape. One can escape the first day, but not the 15th. Lin Moyu said that the time was too long. Something that could be done in one night, why wait so long? That night, the manor was filled with bloodshed, murderous aura, and screams rose and fell. It wasn't until noon the next day that it truly calmed down. The next day was a sunny day, with warm sunlight shining down, illuminating the earth. Lin Moyu walked out refreshed. The four women followed him, staggering. After repeated soul-stirring in-depth exchanges, the three women besides Mu Xian finally had an answer. Marry a chicken, follow a chicken, marry a dog, follow a dog. Now they were just waiting for Lin Moyu to become the lord of the world, strip out their true spirit imprints, and take them away together. For the time being, don't go to the dungeon to fight monsters and level up. Lin Moyu instructed them. Okay, Xian Mu Mu didn't ask anything and agreed directly. Mo Yun felt a little strange, why not? Lin Mo Yu said, after defying fate in the future, you will take a different path, a completely different path from now. The sooner you take this path, the better. Lin Mo Yu didn't say it very clearly, but the four of them could roughly guess what he meant. Lin Mo Yu must be taking such a path, which was why he had become so strong. They all knew that this path would definitely not be easy, but they had to take it for the future. Mo Yun asked, then what do we do during this time? Lin Mo Yu, you can try to explore your skill spaces. The women all came from large families with rich cultivation resources, so they were no strangers to the existence of skill spaces. Not to mention them, even Mu Xian knew about it. After all, the Jialan Guild was also a large guild, not much worse than some families. Ning Yi exclaimed, isn't it a bit too early? Lin Mo Yu smiled, it's not too early, it can be considered preparation work, start doing it first. It may be a bit difficult, but it's something you will have to do in the future. Find your skill space, then locate it, and find a way to open the door to the skill space. It's not that you can't do it at level 70, it's just that the difficulty is a bit higher. Lin Mo Yu, for example, had already sensed his skill space at level 60. Lin Mo Yu suddenly turned his head to look outside the courtyard, guests are here, let's go to the front hall and have someone prepare tea and snacks. The women were a little puzzled as to why guests would come now. Newlyweds, normally no one would come to disturb them these days. Unless something happened outside, the Empire had arranged everything thoughtfully. While gifting the manor to Lin Mo Yu, they also arranged for personnel to take care of Lin Mo Yu and others' daily lives. However, Lin Mo Yu didn't like these people disturbing him, so the backyard was forbidden to outsiders. In the front hall, Lin Mo Yu waited for his guest. Lillian, in a light yellow dress, walked gracefully and slowly. Lin Mo Yu was not surprised that Lillian could enter the human world. Lillian had done so much in the past millennium, preparing backup plans. If she couldn't even enter the human world, these preparations would be a joke. For her, it was just a matter of whether she was willing to come or not. Lillian's beauty shocked everyone. Ning Yi's eyes sparkled, this sister is so beautiful. Mo Yun also showed a hint of envy in her eyes. Lillian's beauty was the kind that appealed to both men and women, and everyone would be amazed by it. Especially her unique temperament, the faint majesty of being in a high position for many years, was even more unattainable for ordinary people. While admiring her, Shu Han was also a little puzzled. She didn't know when such a beautiful woman had appeared in the world. And it was obvious that this woman's strength was very strong, far surpassing them. Lin Mo Yu asked, since you've come as a guest, sit down, have some tea, and eat some snacks. Lillian's eyes swept over them, I'm not interested in your human tea, I prefer to drink dragon blood wine. Lin Mo Yu didn't care, is everything done? Lillian threw over a magic stone, what you want is all inside. This matter can't be hidden for too long. It may be troublesome to come again next time. I hope you can act quickly. Lin Mo Yu naturally understood what she meant and casually replied, don't worry. Lillian then looked at Ning Yi and the others, are they your wives? Lin Mo Yu hummed in agreement, without intending to introduce them. Lillian nodded, they are all very beautiful, I hope you don't fall into a gentle trap and can't get out. You're meddling too much, do your own thing. Lin Mo Yu didn't give Lillian any face and directly retorted. Lillian snorted, I will naturally do my thing well. After saying that, she turned and left, quickly disappearing from sight. It wasn't until after she left that Ning Yi asked, husband, who is this? She's so beautiful, I've never seen anyone so beautiful before. Mo Yun frowned, this woman is a bit strange. Mu Qianqin also chimed in, she gives me a very dangerous feeling. Lin Mo Yu held the magic stone, his soul power spreading out, silently enveloping the entire front hall, isolating the sound. The hall instantly became quiet, and Lin Mo Yu then said, her name is Lillian, you probably haven't heard of this name. But you should know her other name, Demon Emperor. Everyone was shocked, and Ning Yi even let out an exaggerated scream, she's the Demon Emperor. The Demon Emperor is a woman. Mo Yun opened her eyes wide in disbelief, how can the Demon Emperor look like us, and be so beautiful? They weren't doubting Lin Mo Yu's words, but simply felt shocked. Lin Mo Yu smiled slightly, seemingly enjoying everyone's surprised look, the Demon Emperor has half human blood, but not the human race of this world, but the human race of the Great World. Shu Han asked, "Husband, do you have some kind of cooperation with the Demon Emperor?" She was a little worried that Lin Moyu would do something bad. After all, the human race and the abyss demons are mortal enemies. Anyone who has any connection with demons is committing the great crime of betraying the human race. With Lin Moyu's current status, he must not have any contact with the abyss demons, otherwise he will inevitably be discredited. After Shu Han said this, Ning Yi, Mo Yun, and Mu Qianqin couldn't help but worry. "Don't worry, my cooperation with the Demon Emperor is known to the teachers. Not only do the teachers know, but maybe your grandfathers are also aware." Lin Moyu told them about his cooperation with the Demon Emperor. The four of them listened in shock. There was actually such a thing, which was really unexpected. Shu Han said, "In this case, the Demon Emperor is also kind to our human race." Lin Moyu shook his head, "You can't say that. In fact, she's doing it to protect herself. There is kindness, and there is also hatred. At most, it can be considered as offsetting the kindness and hatred. Anyway, this time I will cooperate with her to completely solve the problem of the abyss demons." After knowing the truth, Ning Yi and the others finally felt relieved. Lin Moyu checked the magic stone sent by Lillian, which contained her detailed records of questioning the demons. As resurrections, they would act completely in accordance with Lin Moyu's orders. Whatever Lillian asked, they would answer. Until Lillian asked about the internal situation of the abyss demons. Chapter 837. Staying true to the original intention, not wanting to leave. "Tell me about the internal situation of the demon race." When Lillian asked this question, the demon exploded on the spot. Not self-destruct, but the body directly exploded. The power was not great, but it was truly torn to pieces, with blood and flesh flying everywhere. And because they were resurrections, the flesh and blood had already turned into ashes in the air, and disappeared without a trace with a gust of wind. There were a total of 3 resurrections, and one died, leaving 2. Lillian went to ask the other 2 some questions. Accurate answers could be obtained for other questions, but once they involved the situation of the demon race, or similar racial issues, they also exploded one after another. Lin Moyu was very strange, not knowing why this was happening. It seemed that there was some kind of restriction in the dark, not allowing them to say those things. What Lillian wanted to know was the internal situation of the race, so it triggered some kind of restriction. Although he couldn't get some information about the internal affairs of the demon race, Lillian had already asked a lot before. This time, because of the world's short-lived revival, the demons became anxious. Originally, they took advantage of the world's will to sleep, and found the right opportunity to let the fragmented world descend. Once the world's will truly revives, they will completely lose the opportunity to invade this world. Not only will the plan fail, but they will also lose the fragmented world. So they sent a super god-level demon to launch a final offensive against the world. Once the super god-level demon enters the fragmented world, their strength will be suppressed to the peak of the half-step super god. Moreover, as outsiders, it is difficult for them to enter the small world. However, because they are super god level themselves, their control over the laws is higher than that of the half-step super god, so their strength is stronger than that of the demon emperor. With their existence, in less than a year, the abyss demons will be able to drive the human race out of the meta battlefield. Finally, through the meta battlefield, attack the human race's homeland. In this way, the human race is just shrinking in the native world, and will continue to suffer the attacks of the demons. Development is limited, and even if it does not perish, life will not be easy. This is only the first step. In the second step, more super god level demons will descend and continue to launch a high-pressure offensive against the human race. These 2 steps are to eliminate the human race's living strength and completely lose the power to resist. The more humans die, the more the true spirit imprint on the world core will decrease. The world's will also become weak and difficult to revive. In the third step, a demon who is good at enchantment will descend. It will set up a super large enchantment in the human world to extract the power of the world. These world powers will enhance the fragmented world, and ultimately the fragmented world will completely devour this small world. The entire plan was now exposed to Lin Mo's vision. The first wave of demon descent had already failed, and the 4 demons that came had already died and disappeared. The second wave of demons will descend in 5 years, which is why Lillian is a little anxious. Ning Yi covered her small mouth. What can we do? Lin Mo smiled. Don't worry, they won't succeed, and the human race will not perish. The demons' plan was doomed to failure from the start. Mo Yun asked, why? In terms of strength, we are not the demons' opponents at all. Because they are missing a very important piece of information, this world is unusual. Lin Mo didn't say the real reason. With Antares present, whether you are a demon or a dragon, you are destined to get nothing. Just like the Zerg and Desolate Beast races that invaded the world back then. If the human race and gods had been defeated at that time, they still wouldn't have been able to destroy the human race or swallow the world. The reason for this is because of Antares. Antares is like a stabilizing needle, the last barrier of the human race. The human race can be miserable, but it will never perish. This world can be badly damaged, but it is impossible to swallow it. This world is unusual. Antares didn't tell Lin Mo the reason why he came to this world. But to make Antares stay in this world obediently and not go anywhere. Just thinking about it made Lin Mo feel a little creepy. Lin Mo knew himself well, that was not something he could explore. Lin Mo took the magic stone to find Meng Anwen. After Meng Anwen read the magic stone, he fell into deep thought. After a while, Meng Anwen asked in a deep voice, Xiao Yu, what are your plans? Lin Mo thought for a while, strive to destroy the abyssal demons within 5 years and completely resolve this matter. Are you confident? 5 years is a bit short, and Meng Anwen didn't have much confidence. They have been fighting the abyssal demons for thousands of years, and it is difficult to determine the winner. This time, Lin Mo will not take action, and neither will Lillian. Lin Mo wants the human race to sharpen their knives, and the abyssal demons will be the human race's best whetstone. Lillian has to protect herself, and the abyssal demons will be her sacrifice to Lin Mo. Lin Mo thought for a while, fight first, and if it doesn't work, I'll take action. 4 years to sharpen the knife should be enough. Meng Anwen thought for a while, the Blood Clan disaster has just passed, and the Divine Xia Empire is still recuperating. Give them some more time. AAA0 seeking fresh flowers 0 AAA. Okay. Meng Anwen considered things more comprehensively than Lin Mo, and Lin Mo would naturally listen to his opinions. Moreover, this matter cannot be decided by Meng Anwen alone. He has to find other people to discuss it together. It is foreseeable that many people will die in this war. Just for sharpening the knife, it is really hard to say whether it is worth it. Lin Mo's idea is good, but it still needs to be weighed. Lin Mo doesn't care about this. He is a member of the human race. If Meng Anwen and others have other ideas, it is also okay. If it really doesn't work, it's not impossible for him to personally push the abyssal demons horizontally. Teacher, there is one more thing I want to discuss with you. Meng Anwen stopped thinking and looked at Lin Mo. Judging from Lin Mo's tone, it seemed even more serious than before. Lin Mo talked about some things about leaving the small world, only picking the most important parts to say. The coffin of eternal slumber can also take Meng Anwen and others away. This time, Meng Anwen didn't consider it for too long, but instead showed a smile, I'm not leaving. If it were 80 years ago, I would choose to leave. But now, I don't want to leave. Meng Anwen didn't explain his reasons, just a simple sentence, I don't want to leave. Lin Mo didn't ask why. People like Meng Anwen must have thought carefully and sincerely before making any decisions. Since he doesn't want to leave, he will have his own reasons. Lin Mo could guess that it was estimated that not only Meng Anwen didn't want to leave, but Bai Yiyuan and Yan Guangsheng wouldn't want to leave either. He didn't even need to ask. Meng Anwen went to discuss this matter with others. Raising troops to attack the abyssal demons is not a trivial matter, and it is impossible to come to a conclusion all at once. Lin Mo returned to his new house and lived a loving life with several beautiful ladies. Ning Yi and the others no longer played dungeons, and spent a lot of time every day sensing their skill spaces. Lin Mo continued to comprehend the laws and enhance his soul level. The talent giant tree has grown a little bigger during this time, and its roots are thicker. It constantly feeds back pure soul energy, which is further refined and stored by the 9-colored dragon soul crystal, and then sprayed to Lin Mo. Lin Mo's soul is growing day by day, and his power is constantly becoming stronger. Half a month later, screams rang out in the small courtyard, startling countless birds. I sense the skill space. 3. Chapter 838. Recorded in history, marching into the abyss. The first to sense the skill space was Ning Yi. Don't look at Ning Yi usually being very jumpy, but once she calms down, she is unusually quiet. In the past, when she was in special training, she trained alone for several months without ever complaining. As an assassin-type professional, calmness is Ning Yi's basic quality. Moreover, among several people, Ning Yi's talent is also the best. Lin Mo was not surprised that she was the first to sense the skill space. Ning Yi was extremely happy and plunged into Lin Mo's arms, laughing non-stop. However, sensing the skill space and seeing the skill star core is only the first step. It is still too early to move the skill star core. What Ning Yi can do now is to gradually strengthen her soul power through the understanding of the skill star core, until she senses her soul world and sees the existence of the soul. When both are completed, you can connect the soul world with the skill space to form a channel. Lay the foundation for moving skills in the future. The whole process takes a lot of time, and Lin Mo is not in a hurry. On the 21st day of Lin Mo's honeymoon life, Meng Anwen came. He brought the final result after discussion. The human race does need to sharpen their knives, but they can't sharpen them too much. After discussion, it is hoped that Lin Mo can take action when he is needed. Of course, if the human race can occupy an absolute advantage, perhaps Lin Mo will not need to take action. Everything must be determined by the changes in the situation. This plan was already in Lin Mo's expectation, and it was not much different from what he thought. After Meng Anwen went back, the human race began to reorganize their army. According to the plan, a general offensive against the abyssal demons is expected to be launched in 3 months. In the war between races, there are not too many intrigues and tricks, and everything is based on strength. This time, the human race is going to face the abyssal demons head-on and execute the extermination war. This was something unthinkable in the past. Forget about launching a military campaign into the abyss, even sneaking into the abyss was impossible. The human race could be said to know nothing about the abyss. Until Lin Moyu appeared, forcefully crippling the dragon race, giving the human race an opportunity. Riding on Lin Moyu's momentum, the human race attacked the dragon race, completely pushing them to the brink of destruction. Now, only a handful of dragons remain, their extinction is merely a matter of the human race's whim. If it weren't for the subsequent events with the blood race, perhaps the human race would have already thrust their spear into the abyss. Unfortunately, the battle with the blood race greatly depleted the human race's vitality. There were gains and losses, the entire world belonged to Divine Sha, returning to the state before the blood race's descent. Now, after a period of stability, the Divine Sha Empire has gradually recovered its strength and can take action again. This time, Lin Moyu will no longer help them cripple the abyss demons, but will let them do it themselves. Only when they are unable to do so will Lin Moyu take action. Meng Anwen and others did not hide this, but announced it to the world. Everyone who heard this held their breath. They did not want Lin Moyu to take action, as it would make them appear too incompetent. Everyone was full of fighting spirit, hoping to eliminate the demons with their own abilities. During the period of military reorganization, Meng Anwen and others formulated detailed combat strategies. Compared to attacking the dragon race, attacking the abyss has one advantage. That is, there is a passage between the abyss and the Yuan battlefield. You can directly enter from the abyss entrance, without the need to activate a large teleportation array. If relying on a large teleportation array to enter, the teams would be scattered in various areas, unable to command uniformly, and may even be defeated by the demons one by one. During this period, Meng Anwen and others were very busy, while Lin Moyu was very free. In his own manner, besides being intimate with his 4 wives, he was comprehending the laws. Behind the manor was a patch of grass, where Lin Moyu planted 100 small grasses and several small saplings. During this time, Lin Moyu spent a lot of time on the grass. He neither watered nor fertilized them. He just stared at the small grasses every day. Occasionally it would rain, but the small grasses did not die. The saplings did not have enough water and did not grow very well. Lin Moyu didn't care about this, just watched like this, as if in a daze. Ning Yi and others couldn't understand what Lin Moyu was doing, but inexplicably felt that what Lin Moyu was doing must be very important, and did not come to disturb him. 3 months later, the human race army mobilized. When they don't move, but when they move, they are as swift as thunder. The teleportation array lit up frantically, and the human race army rushed out of the number 9 fortress in the Yuan battlefield, heading straight for the abyss entrance. Bai Yiyuan, Meng Anwen and others cleared the way in front, arriving at the abyss entrance one step ahead of the army, and rushed in. On the other side of the abyss entrance was a demon fortress. A demon army was stationed inside, and a demon king was stationed there all year round. For thousands of years, the demon fortress has stood firm because no one has ever attacked it. The last time Bai Yiyuan and others broke into the abyss, they were quickly led to other places, and the demon fortress was safe and sound. The demons in the fortress were also very lazy, chatting, drinking, and eating meat, without feeling the danger coming at all. Until the black mist at the abyss entrance fluctuated violently, it was too late. Meng Anwen rushed out of the black mist like lightning, accompanied by the flames of the abyss, and charged into the demon fortress. The divine shot tower erupted with brilliant laws, glowing all over, and crashed through the barrier tower in the fortress with a bang. Bai Yiyuan and Yan Guangsheng arrived and killed them. Bai Yiyuan punched out from 1,000 meters away. The fortress wall collapsed with a bang, and I don't know how many demons died under this punch. Yan Guangsheng slashed down with a saber carrying the law of killing, and a black saber energy thousands of meters long fell, and the fortress was almost cut in half. By the time the demons in the fortress reacted, their defenses had collapsed. Countless demons inside were also killed and injured. Having not been attacked for too long, the demons in the fortress reacted too slowly. They have always been the ones attacking the human race, how could they have thought that the human race could break in? Lin Moyu's last time didn't count. Lin Moyu's was personal strength, and had nothing to do with the entire human race. In the hearts of the demons, the human race is still a weak race, completely inferior to them. No matter how strong Lin Moyu is, they also have demon emperors, so they are not afraid. It was with this idea that they took it lightly. Meng Anwen, Bai Yiyuan, and Yan Guangsheng completely stunned them with 3 consecutive attacks. The divine shot tower shone in the air, and a large number of human race's top professionals flew out from it and killed into the fortress. Yan Guangsheng also killed into the fortress, found the demon king guarding the fortress, and killed him directly with one blow. In just 5 minutes, the battle in the demon fortress was over. The human race professionals returned to midair to complete the reorganization. The black mist at the abyss entrance began to vibrate violently 3.4, and teams of troops rushed in. The troops were arranged into military formations, guarding the abyss entrance. Then a large number of construction professionals came in, and they used their professional skills to build a military base at the abyss entrance. On the Yuan battlefield outside the abyss entrance, a raging fire was burning. The flames carried laws, and Ning Talon controlled the flames, forcibly burning a solid stone ground on the Yuan battlefield. A military base will also be built here, integrated with the military base in the abyss. Then Meng Anwen will set up a formation to connect the human race's strongest eternal Great Wall. As long as the formation is completed, the human race will have taken root in the abyss and can begin a real attack. This is not a short-term battle, it may last for several years. Supply support is very important. The whole process was like discussing countless winners, and it went very smoothly. The human race officially marched into the abyss today, recorded in history. Chapter 839, Life and Death is Desired, the True Law of Immortality. The war has begun, and the millennium-long race war is about to come to an end. In fact, because of the existence of Lin Moyu, the outcome of this dispute has long been determined. The military base was successfully completed, Meng Anwen completed the formation, and the Eternal Great Wall was opened, firmly guarding the abyss entrance. The human race has a bridgehead, like a sharp knife, already inserted into the enemy's chest. Now you only need to continue to stab the sharp knife in to kill the enemy. Lin Moyu knew that the war had begun, but he didn't care about it. As long as Meng Anwen doesn't come to him, it's fine. Before the war started, Lin Moyu had compared the strengths of the two sides. At present, the strength of the human race is still better than that of the demons. Coupled with the wisdom of the human race, this race war is almost a sure win. Lin Moyu continued to look at his small garden, where the small grasses had grown to the height of a palm. Although the saplings were not very healthy, they also survived tenaciously. The entire garden exuded vigorous vitality. Until spring passed and autumn came, snowflakes floated in the sky, and the earth froze with a layer of ice. The small grasses gradually withered and lost their vitality in the snowflakes. But Lin Moyu could feel that under the earth, the roots of the small grasses had not withered. Still pregnant with vitality, this is the power of life. Superficial death does not mean true death. Behind the vitality lies the coldness of death. And within the depths of death lies vitality. Life and death are opposed to each other, yet each contains the other. Beside the garden, Lin Mo slowly closed his eyes, a ball of gray gas appearing at his fingertips. This ball of gray gas seemed full of the aura of death, but upon closer inspection, one could feel a trace of life. The moment the gray gas appeared, the small grass and trees in the small garden quickly withered. The last trace of vitality was exhausted at this moment. The grass began to rot, completely rotting, even the roots and stems rotting together. After the grass completely rotted, the saplings joined in. Originally, the saplings had grown to half a meter tall, but now they quickly shrunk, as if collapsing, withering and rotting. The whole process happened quickly. In less than 10 seconds, this small garden had completely lost its vitality and turned into a land of decay. A thick stench emanated, filling the entire manor. Ah! A soft cry sounded, then silence again. Ning Yi covered her small mouth, looking at the garden in front of Lin Mo, which had rotted beyond recognition. How could this be? Her little head couldn't figure out the reason. But she knew that she couldn't disturb Lin Mo. Soon Mo Yun, Shu Han, and Mu Qianchen arrived, all showing shocked expressions. Then, they saw a miraculous scene. The small garden, which had already rotted and completely lost its vitality, seemed to have completed the entire process of collapse, and at the final point of death, suddenly burst out with new vitality. A little bit of vitality was conceived and born in death. Then, with an unstoppable attitude, it quickly erupted. Vitality was like being suppressed for many years, exploding completely at this moment. The gray light in Lin Mo's hand also underwent some changes. The originally lifeless gray light suddenly began to jump at this moment. Just like a heart, constantly beating. The vitality became stronger and stronger. The rotten soil was reorganized and turned into fertile soil. Small grasses began to grow. Then saplings appeared. In just 2 minutes, the grass had grown to half a person's height. The trees were even taller than Lin Mo. Then the grass transformed, flowers blooming on it, and fruits growing on the branches. The fruits ripened and fell to the ground, and the flowers withered. Just like spring birth and autumn arrival, they began to wither again. One life cycle ended, and a new cycle began. Years withered and flourished, constantly changing. Life is endless, never ceasing. Every time it reaches the end of death, vitality is conceived. When life reaches its peak, at its most brilliant, death will come. The gray light at Lin Mo's fingertips also underwent round after round of changes. From lifeless to full of vitality, and from full of vitality to death and decay. Finally, the gray light at Lin Mo's fingertips stopped changing. The power of life and death merged into one. Finally, it merged into a faint gray-white light, no longer beating like a heart, nor lifeless. This is the true law of immortality, the complete law of immortality. No longer distinguishing between life and death, both life and death are within it. Lin Mo's heart stirred, and the garden that was gradually rotting suddenly stopped rotting, and the original lack of vitality suddenly appeared, and then the garden changed, and life began to be conceived. A tender bud quickly broke through the soil, followed by hundreds of green leaves appearing. The earth quickly recovered its vitality. Just as the vitality gradually recovered, they began to wither and rot again. The change came extremely abruptly. Vitality could disappear at any time and turn into death. Death could also be stopped at any time, reconceiving life. There was no longer a need to go through the entire cycle. All changes would change according to Lin Mo's will. The reincarnation of life was completely controlled by Lin Mo. The small garden began to conceive vitality again, the grass and trees growing vigorously. When life reached its peak, the gray-white light in Lin Mo's hand disappeared, and he began to close his eyes and meditate, as if entering a special state. He began to comprehend the harvest just now. The 4 Ning Yi not far away were completely stunned. They seemed to have seen a miracle. Before this, they couldn't imagine that life and death could be transformed in this way. After a long while, the 4 came back to their senses from the shock. Their beautiful eyes met, and they retreated silently. Lin Mo is now comprehending what he has gained and cannot be disturbed. After the 4 left, they finally couldn't help but chatter. Husband is too amazing, that was simply a miracle just now. Life and death are all under husband's control, is this the law? It should be, but I feel that it's not quite the same as other people's laws. It is indeed a bit different, but Mo Yu was originally different from others. The 4 kept talking, with a strong sense of pride on their faces. Lin Mo is their pride. Winter passed and spring came, the weather gradually became warmer. Lin Mo stood still for several months, motionless, letting the wind and rain beat him, unmoved. Finally, after half a year, Lin Mo opened his eyes. A gleam of light flashed in his eyes, and his spirit, energy, and soul reached their peak at this moment. A faint pressure emanated from him, permeating the heaven and earth. Soul power flowed freely, covering the entire manor. I can finally comprehend the law of immortality. Lin Mo clenched his fists and said softly. Although the voice was light, it could not hide the excitement in his heart. It has been more than 3 years since he first came into contact with the law, and this time he finally truly comprehended the law of immortality. Although it is only superficial, he can already drive the law. Compared to only being able to use the law contained in spells, this feeling of being able to drive the law yourself is very good. It is a pity that he still cannot apply the law to spells, and cannot increase the power of spells. The curse of the Great World Rune still exists, and there is no way to do it. Checking his state, unknowingly, his level has soared to level 95. In the half year of comprehending the law, the talent giant tree continuously supplied soul power to Lin Mo, increasing Lin Mo's level. As long as he has not touched the limit of the soul level, this improvement will not stop. Not only has the level insisted on rising, but the soul level has also broken through the bottleneck of level 96 and officially entered level 97. Comprehending the laws can enhance one's soul level, which is also the cultivation method of the strong in the great world. As for soul power, it can be enhanced through the talent giant tree. The two complement each other perfectly. Chapter 840. Emperor D is not dead, and is living well. Cultivation knows no time. Lin Moyu deeply understood this. Merely a single comprehension took half a year. This was only at the beginning of comprehending the laws, when progress should be swift and vigorous. As comprehension deepens and understanding of the laws becomes more profound, the difficulty of comprehension will also increase, and the time required will multiply. This is like cultivation levels. As the level increases, the experience required becomes higher and higher, and the speed of leveling up becomes slower and slower. Reaching the level of Antares, or the level of God Kings and God Sovereigns, it is normal for a single comprehension to take hundreds or thousands of years. Of course, there are also many geniuses who do not need so much time, but they are, after all, a minority. Lin Moyu's return brought liveliness back to the entire manor. When Lin Moyu was away, something always felt missing. Absence makes the heart grow fonder, and the 4 lovely wives served Lin Moyu meticulously, allowing him to enjoy the blessings of having multiple wives. Following Ning Yi, Mo Yun and the others also successively sensed their skill spaces and saw their skill star cores. However, none of the 4 were able to sense the soul world. It wasn't that they weren't smart enough, but because of their limited talent. If they waited another 10 levels or so, until around level 85, it would be much easier to sense the soul world. But by that time, it would be too late. The sooner one senses the soul world, the better. Lin Moyu comforted them, telling them not to worry. There was still plenty of time, they could take it step by step. In the half year that he comprehended the laws, the human army had completely engaged in battle with the abyss demons. Battles took place one after another. The human army advanced steadily, step by step, and had already captured several demon cities, completely establishing a foothold in the abyss world. Each time the territory expanded, the humans would establish military bases and connect the Eternal Great Wall. Now, the Divine Sha Empire controls all the resources of the entire human world, and even the resources of the dragon world have been transferred over. From the perspective of resources alone, the humans completely surpass the abyss demons. Currently, the situation on the front lines looks very good. If this momentum continues, the abyss demons will be completely eliminated in 2 or 3 years. He wouldn't even need to take action. Lin Moyu was also happy to rest. He had been fighting and busy since he changed classes. Only this period of time after marriage was his most leisurely and comfortable time. Another 5 months passed, the temperature passed the hottest time and began to turn cold. Seeing that winter was approaching, the small lives in that small garden were still tenacious. Seemingly nourished by the laws, their vitality was particularly strong, ignoring the changing seasons. Lin Moyu would often come to this small garden to take a look, and would also do some small experiments when he was in the mood. The small garden was filled with the aura of the laws, lingering for a long time. "You brat, I one half. Suddenly, Antares' voice rang in his ear. Lin Moyu's heart stirred, and he communicated with Antares through the dragon scale. Are you awake? Antares said unhappily, sleep my ass, since I met you, have I ever had a good night's sleep? Lin Moyu said softly, why sleep for so long? You will sleep forever after death. You brat dares to curse me, believe it or not, I'll slap you to death. Antares couldn't help but curse angrily. Lin Moyu's words were clearly cursing it. Lin Moyu didn't care, remember to slap me a few more times, one time might not be enough. After the two teased each other a few times, Antares called out, stop talking nonsense, come here, I have something to ask you. Okay, Lin Moyu explained to Ning Yi and the others, activated the dragon scale, and teleported to Antares' side. Antares' big eyes were like mirrors, reflecting Lin Moyu, you brat, you're level 95 already, it seems your talent giant tree is really top-notch, you're leveling up so fast. The three top-level talents were combined into one, and the resulting talent giant tree could only be powerful. It itself possessed 3 laws, and also knew how to disguise itself. On the surface it only looked like one law, and you couldn't tell that it was actually formed by the fusion of 3 talents. Antares was seeing this kind of talent giant tree for the first time. To this, Antares could only comment as a monster. Hearing Antares' words, Lin Moyu didn't feel any excitement, but just smiled faintly, it's okay, it's not very fast. Antares screamed strangely, you brat, don't be insatiable, this is fast enough. I'm just being modest, tell me, what do you want me to do? Antares snorted, I have news about the Dragon Balls, help me get them. Antares itself possessed a total of 16 Dragon Balls, and had gradually retrieved 12 of them over the years. The remaining 4 were all in the deep space, and Antares' power couldn't easily enter the deep space, so it had been unable to determine the exact location of the Dragon Balls in the deep space. Last time when Lin Moyu went there, he also failed to find the location of the Dragon Balls. This time, I don't know how it sensed the location of the Dragon Balls. Lin Moyu looked at Antares suspiciously, how did you find them? Antares said, it was that guy Emperor D who found them, but only the approximate location. When Emperor D went to the deep space, Antares had given him a dragon scale. This dragon scale could sense the location of the Dragon Balls within a certain range. It was through the dragon scale that Antares knew the approximate location of the Dragon Balls. Lin Moyu was a little surprised, is Emperor D still alive? Antares chuckled, that old guy cherishes his life very much, not only is he alive, but he's living well. I won half but recently he seems to be in a bit of trouble, if you go there, you can help him. Emperor D had entered the deep space for several years, and he was still alive, which was really surprising. The deep space was full of dangers everywhere. Like the Dragon Emperor, he died not long after entering, and as a half-step transcendent, the Dragon Emperor's strength was not inferior to Emperor D at all. The Dragon Emperor was dead, but Emperor D was living well. It could only be said that the Dragon Emperor was more unlucky, or that Emperor D was too lucky. Lin Moyu said, okay, send me over. Antares spat out a Dragon Ball, which was the one it gave Lin Moyu last time. After returning from the deep space last time, Lin Moyu returned the Dragon Ball to Antares. With it, Lin Moyu could return at any time. At the same time, the Dragon Ball could also locate Emperor D's position, so he wouldn't have to search blindly. Be careful, if there is danger, come back immediately, we can find a way for the Dragon Ball later. Antares instructed, and opened a space-time channel. Lin Moyu felt a little warm in his heart, don't worry, I will bring the Dragon Ball back. The Dragon Ball was very important to Antares, but Antares said to come back first if there was danger. From this point of view, Lin Moyu was more valuable than the Dragon Ball. Antares really regarded Lin Moyu as a friend, and not just an ordinary friend. Conversely, Lin Moyu was no different. Leaving the space-time channel, just as he felt the aura of the deep space, an attack landed on Lin Moyu. The skeletal armor flashed with white light, blocking the attack, and the synchronized spell linkage launched a counterattack. Not far away, a white light exploded, and then there was silence. The monster attacking Lin Moyu had been torn to pieces by skeletal fangs and skeletal spears, its corpse no longer recognizable. As the level increased, attributes improved, and soul power grew stronger, the power of spells also continuously increased. Lin Moyu is currently level 95, and his own spiritual power has exceeded 7 million. After being amplified by the 4-star spell, the attack power of the skeletal fangs and skeletal spears has reached the level of 98. Even a level 98 half-step transcendent would be severely injured. Lin Mo Yu ignored the monster that ambushed him, took out the dragon ball to compare the direction, and the wings of the undead shook violently, instantly disappearing without a trace.